things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance. If you want dealership quality at a fraction of the cost, visit Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance at 23779 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted, and you won't be disappointed. You need a repair shop that you can trust. They know the repair process is all about customer service. How they treat their customers is just as important, if not more important, than the quality of the services they provide. They are always willing to discuss your repair needs before, during, and long after your visit. They treat you like family and won't stop until you're completely satisfied and road ready.
Celebrate Cleveland boys and girls high school basketball at the Cleveland Basketball Classic. Admissions is $16 daily for all games that day. All games will be held at Baldwin Wallace University at Erspring Gymnasium over Thanksgiving weekend of 2025. The goal of this event is to honor the best of Cleveland basketball's past while putting the spotlight on today's Cleveland area high schools.
Christine Dort Photography. From sports to real-life photos, don't let a big event go by without Christine Dort there to photograph it. Find her today on Facebook or at www.christinedortphotography.com for all your photo needs.
Kathy is a multi-million-dollar top producer in Northeast Ohio. She strives to give all her clients the best knowledge and support through each phase of the home buying and selling process. Give her a call or send her a text at 330-242-0377 to get started today. You can email her at kathydressrealtor@gmail.com.
Gotcha Covered Avon. Their team of experienced design consultants are experts in helping you find the right window treatments for your home or business. Swing by their showroom at 2525 Nagel Road in Avon to see for yourself how they can make your entire living room, or any room, look better with just a few small suggestions and a low cost. You can find them online at gotchacovered.com/Avon. Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. Your taxes and accounting needs must be handled by the very best, so you can rest easy. You can have that comfort of knowing your money is being handled by the experts with Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. They prepare individual, corporate, nonprofit, and small business tax returns. They also specialize in investment and accounting and managing clients' QuickBooks with over $275 million in assets accounted for. Located in Avon, they prepare your federal, state, and city returns, which includes e-file and direct deposit. Please visit their website at www.lougrassotax.com for more info.
OCD Home Solutions offers a wide range of services to fit your needs, including a concierge-level moving assistance, from sorting and packing to space planning and unpacking. They'll make sure your move is seamless and stress-free, whether you're relocating across town or transporting a loved one to a smaller home. Their team takes care of the details so you can focus on what matters the most. You can reach them today at www.ocdhomesolutions.com or book them by calling 216-299-3181 for a free consultation by mentioning Keon Sports when you contact them.
Riley's Irish Bakery. The absolute best bakery and comfort food selection you will find on the west side of town. Located in the heart of Fairview, this incredible family-run business is your first, last, and only stop for the best eats. At Riley's Irish Bakery, they use the freshest ingredients to create classic Irish baked goods and savories. They are located at 22570 Lorraine Road in Fairview.
Westside Family Dentistry is conveniently located near Detroit Avenue. Their professionals know that dental health is not just about white smiles, it's about having strong teeth and healthy gums. It's about prolonging the simple joy of eating delicious things. Their mission is to help their patients accomplish these goals in a painless, compassionate, and effective way. You can visit them at 18611 Detroit Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio.
Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com. Aspen Property Services. If you want your yard to look perfect, leave it up to the pros of Aspen Property Services. Call and ask for details at 720-215-1786. They are the leaders in the landscaping industry and can help with restoration and regular maintenance.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich.
Tonight, North Olmsted shells North Ridgeville in the...
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm.
Live from Ranger Stadium in beautiful North Ridgeville, Ohio, it's the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week, Week 1, already back in action. I'm Brandon Soder. Alongside me, as always, is Dom Clary. You'll see him a little bit later, but behind the camera today and joining us as a color commentator will be Brandon Marble, making his debut. I was also going to have a couple interviews with the coaches that we're going to run for you guys before we get started. But all of that said, Dom, how you doing, man? It's been too long.
You know, I'm excited to be back. We've been texting for weeks, all three of us, Vince as well, and we're excited to be back in the booth, back to be covering high school football, doing what we do here best, watching these athletes do what they do best, and that's playing football under their Friday night lights. Brandon, excited to be with you guys. Should be a fun one here today.
Absolutely. And Week 1, we have the North Olmsted Eagles traveling in here to North Ridgeville to take on the Rangers. So let's go ahead and get into that matchup a little bit. We've got two teams kind of on different ends of the spectrum. North Olmsted, very young team, got hot at the end of last year, finished up pretty well. North Ridgeville, they've had their window open for a little while now, rather. So let's get into the keys to victory, players to watch. Both of you both. I can't talk.
It's all right.
Let's try that again, folks. Keys to victory and the players to watch, both brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio. Let's start with those Eagles, Dom.
Yeah, it's curious with this North Olmsted team of what you're going to see. One of the guys that you have to circle is quarterback and defensive back, Will McPherson. He's the guy that we're watching, number 5. He's a junior. He's only 5'11", 168 pounds soaking wet. So this is going to be tough against a really big North Ridgeville team. He is going to be their key if he can execute this offense and deliver it well. He has some shoes to fill now. Let's see if he can do it in his junior campaign. Another guy, Amir Salimi, I believe is how you told me the pronunciation was. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 172. Not that big as well. He's going to rely on his speed. He's a guy that we want to watch. Colin Scott's a junior we want to watch. He's filling in shoes as well. He's a good kid, good family, and he's looking to fill spots at defensive back, something that they're really going to need against the passing attack of North Ridgeville that is going to look to find itself here today in week 1.
Absolutely, and we got a chance to talk to both coaches, but before we get more into the Ridgeville side of things, let's go ahead and throw it down to Brandon Marvel as he interviews the head coach of the North Olmsted Eagles.
Brandon Marvel here with Coach Tim Brediger of the North Olmsted Eagles. Coach, last year you finished 5-5 in the regular season, made your way into the playoffs, winning 5 of your last 6 games. Taking that off of last year, how do you roll into this season with the momentum?
Well, the hard part to that question is we had 21 seniors last year, and we had a new system, and it took us a while as coaches and players to get acclimated to it. And we're young this year. We have 9 seniors and a kicker, so 10 total. So it's a lot of new faces. So really, obviously you want to build on that momentum in the off season, but really all camp we've just been talking about 2025. You know, it's a whole different group of kids, and we're going to get a lot of kids that's their first taste of varsity football tonight, and we're going to rely upon the 7 or 8 guys that have experience to be leaders tonight.
You talk about that youth. Going off of that, how do you get these kids ready for week 1? Summer workouts are over, scrimmages are over. How do you make sure they are ready for week 1?
I think they're ready. We've had a really good week of practice, and I think like every team with Ohio's new rules, when you have 18 days in the summer, and you can start May 15th or 18th, whatever it was. I mean, really the last week or so has been a lot of review, and even the last week of camp was a lot of review. You know, we already had everything in, so I think they've been chomping at the bit to come out here and just compete, and have no quick whistles and, no quarterbacks in red shirts and like real game situations. And I'm sure Ridgeville's the same way. It's a long summer when you add 8 more days of helmets, from a couple years ago,
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck today.
Yeah, hey, thank you. Thanks for your coverage.
All right, thank you, Coach. And now let's go ahead and talk about the North Ridgeville Rangers, Dom. Again, the players to watch, keys to victory brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio. What do you see for the Rangers coming up in this game?
This is a team that's going to look to run the ball and run the ball a lot. Zach Barnhart, 6 foot, 210, but boy, does he look 6'3", 240 pounds. He looks like Mike Allstott out there. Big kid, fast kid. Looks like he has slimmed down a little bit. He didn't need to, but boy, he might gain some extra speed now. I mean, that kid was built like a brick wall years prior. Now he might have that extra speed. Excited to see how his game has changed and it has adapted. He's going to be the focal point. Since they lost Steinmetz last year, he was a big focal point of their passing attack and a big accessory part of the run game, as well as Cole Miller, 6'5", 230. Boy, has this kid grown, and he's been in the weight room too. He's an athlete. He's more than just a pocket presence. This kid can run, and he will run you over if you give him the chance. He's a strong kid, good quarterback. Look to have a good senior campaign next to his running mate in Zach Barnhart. Excited to see what this team can do, and it should be an SWC year for them if they can play well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also had a chance, Brandon Marvel, caught up with Brian Morgan of North Ridgeville. Let's go ahead and throw it back to Brandon.
Here with Coach Morgan. Coach, last year you guys finished 8-2, best record since 2011. How do you guys plan to build off that and continue to improve this year?
I think that the seniors that graduated gave a great blueprint on how to win football games, especially in our conference. And we have a lot of guys that put that time and effort in the off season, and now it's all about working hard every single week to be the best team you can be on Friday night, and putting it all together when the lights come on Friday.
Now your seniors now, Cole Miller, Zach Barnhart, and your other captains. How do you expect them to lead this team and help make sure that every week you guys are ready?
Well, this is my 5th year, and we haven't ever had more than 5 captains, so it speaks pretty highly of the guys that we have. With the votes that they got from their peers, we decided to go with 6, and there's going to be leadership all the way through on the sideline and on the field. So, the senior class is a close group, and they want to win, so they're going to do what they can to make that happen.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, thank you again to both coaches and for Brandon Marvel, who, again, you'll get to hear for the first time making his debut on the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week broadcast. But this has been the Cement Mason Local 404 pregame show. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it's kickoff as North Olmsted takes on North Ridgeville. We'll be right back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning. and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Roxandich, and Roxandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight, and Roxandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that, 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why.
3. And we are here for kickoff. It's the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 1. It's the North Olmsted Eagles getting ready to kick it off to the North Ridgeville Rangers. The Eagles in all white road unis with black helmets, and the all navies for Ridgeville. And the ball is up and will be caught right around the 10-yard line. We're underway. Returner making his way up the middle of the field all the way to the 30 and dragged down at the 40. Solid opening return for the Rangers. We will see this Rangers offense make their way onto the field for the first time. North Ridgeville coming off a successful 2024 season, finishing the year at 9-3, 5-2 in the SWC Conference, which, as mentioned before, one of the tougher conferences in all of Northeast Ohio high school football. It'll be Cole Miller under center for the Rangers. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Spreading things out early. Has the ball, deep drop, looking back, now scrambling out, still looking for a man. He's going to keep it. Makes his run, gets past the first down marker, still in bounds. He's still going. The 20, the 10, and they're going to mark him out of bounds. He thought he had an open lane. Excellent run by Cody Miller. Already seeing Miller making plays with his legs.
You know, we talked about it pregame, Cole. He's big, he's physical. He had Barnhart in the middle there, but he was being rushed, had to be quick. Now this is going to be interesting because of that first formation. They had Barnhart out wide. This might be what they do. They have the quarterback to do it this year. Cole Miller's made steps. Let's see if they change things. A little double motion action here for the Rangers.
1st and 10 from the 41, 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Barnhart. Stiff arms a man and is brought down after a gain of about 8. Zachary Barnhart, the senior, 6 foot 210, going to be a big part of this Rangers offense once again. 1,300 yards, 20 touchdowns in 2024.
Now we have a pistol look. You have an H-back to the right, 2 wide, 1 by himself on top of your screen.
2nd and 3, handoff to Barnhart again, moves his way up the middle, and that'll be a first down for the Rangers. Expect to see a lot of that tonight. Again, Barnhart, we gave you the stats, a traditional power back. Got to imagine, Dom, one of your favorite kind of players.
Yeah, you have to like a player like him. He's big, he's physical. He likes to put his shoulder pad into action and be physical. Again, he's like Mike Allstott. It's hard not to see the comparison there. He's big, he's physical. But again, it looks like he's gotten thinner and he's been quicker as it appears so far.
1st and 10 from the 29, run blown up in the backfield for a short loss on the play. That was number 14 on the carry, Dylan DeShaza. Be second down and 11. Still 10 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in quarter number 1.
You have a 3-3 stack by the defense. No, it's a 3-3 odd. You have the linebackers not lined up directly behind the defensive line.
Miller drops back again, still looking for someone downfield, throws to the end zone, receiver nearly had it, but defended well by number 4, Lawrence Stanley of North Olmsted. 3rd and 11 now for the Rangers.
That was a nice throw, kept his foot behind the line, good delivery. Now, if he zips it in there a little bit better, maybe that's a catch, but it's hard to predict there. Maybe he had the right touch, just wasn't able to haul it in.
3rd and 11 now for North Ridgeville. North Olmsted looking for an opportunity to get their defense off the field. Pistol formation again. Miller's going to roll out toward the far sideline, throws, and the receiver fell before he had an opportunity to grab that. No flags on the field. 4th down for North Ridgeville.
Oh, and almost a big impact play by one of the players we talked about, Colin Scott. He just wasn't able to read it. Saw the guy drop down in front of him. Could have made the play. The first-year starter, very close to making an impact on his first drive, is a member of the varsity team.
Ridgeville, for the time being, looks like the offense still out there.
You're in that no-man's zone that we talked about between the 30 and the 50. It's hard. You don't have a lot of kickers that can make that kick at high school level.
4th and 11, big opportunity for the Eagles. Miller drops back, looking, patient, has a rusher on him. He's going to take off. He's going to try to pick it up with his legs. He's at the 20, the 15, and flips out of bounds. That's going to be enough for a Ranger first down. Another big play by Cody Miller with the legs.
Legs have been huge for him so far. He's quick, physical. Don't want to be too physical. It is week 1. Save your body for later in the year conference play when it matters the most, when you're competing in the SWC against that tough competition. Olmsted Falls, Avon Lake, Avon.
1st and 10 now from the 15. Hand off to Barnhart. Tries to go up the middle. North Olmsted ready for it that time, but we've got Laundry on the field for the first time today. So we await the call.
Now be on the offense here, holding.
And that's tough now. Was not quite a goal-to-go situation, so it's going to be 1st and long now for the Rangers. And so far, offense been able to move its way down the field, aided again by a solid return for the Rangers. Now 1st and 20 from the 25-yard line. Miller set, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Motion, calls for it. It's going to be a fake. Miller's got it, runs up the middle, faked his hand off to Barnhart. He's going to pick up. Solid chunk there. Still going to be 2nd and long coming back for the Rangers. Going to be 2nd and 12 now. 9 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Got a sideline warning for North Ridgeville. Or North Olmsted, my apologies.
It's a big
a lot
difference.
of North in this game.
Yeah, a lot of North. Yeah, I'm sure at one point you might even say North Royalton because we're going to get confused. There's a big difference on the number of players on the sideline. I just noticed that. Usually North Olmsted has a lot of kids coming out for their team, but I mean, look at the amount of kids playing for North Ridgeville this year. Wow. I mean, this community is really buying into this program and the success they've had.
2nd and 12 now. Man in motion. Miller's going to look to throw, and that play is going to be blown dead before it can start. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty on the Eagles.
2nd and long, this is a mistake you can't have. Just can't have that mistake there. Giving them free yardage. And now they're going to be looking for that blue end zone there instead of just the first down markers.
2nd and 7 now for the Rangers. Miller nearly got someone to jump off sides for North Olmsted, but they reset. Barnhart in the backfield. Man in motion once again, calls for the snap. Going to be a handoff to Barnhart. Has a hole up the middle. Rumbles his way forward. He's going to get brought down just short of the end zone. Another powerful run from Zachary Barnhart.
You just gotta love the way he runs. I mean, he's low level to the ground, knees bent, shoulder ready to go. I mean, this kid's physical. I mean, and this is where he makes his money right here. It doesn't matter how many people you put in the box.
First and goal from the 2, and guess what? It's Barnhart. Makes his way up the left side. Touchdown, North Ridgeville. And we have our first points of the 2025 Keon Sports season, and it's the Rangers that strike first.
No surprise how that drive went, Brandon, where it was run. Little throw didn't work out. Run the ball. This team's physical. They have 2 guys that can run well. I know they want their quarterback and Cole Miller to throw the ball a little bit more, but as they're figuring out who's going to be our wide receiver, who's stepping up for Steinmetz and still figuring that out, might take them a few weeks. Right now, run the ball hard, run the ball fast, and that's what they're doing so far as they have the early lead.
And the extra point is up, and it is good from number 88, senior Finley Keller. Handling the kicking and punting duties tonight for North Ridgeville. And early on, still 8 minutes, 41 seconds to go here from Rangers Stadium. North Ridgeville Rangers out to an early lead against the North Olmsted Eagles, 7-0. Now the Eagles offense will get their opportunity to respond.
Dom, you talked about a pregame too. A lot of running for North Ridgeville to start off the game. 2 designed pass plays. Cole Miller didn't have anything, had some pressure, had to use his legs, and showed off the strength on a couple of those runs there on that sideline. He trucked a couple kids, and he talked about his strength. Back in July, he set a school record for a 285-pound press clean. So he is a very strong kid, as you guys have mentioned in the past.
And folks, that is the voice of Brandon Marble joining us for the first time. Again, Brandon, welcome. We appreciate you having you on. He is running everything technical tonight. So the fact that you are both hearing and seeing us, you can thank Brandon Marble for that. Again, color commentator for us as well tonight. So you're going to be hearing him plenty throughout the broadcast. But overall, again, Brandon, love that you joined us this year.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Love it. All right, North Ridgeville getting ready to kick this one off. North Olmsted has 3 men deep back to return this. Kick is low and muffed at the 5-yard line. Returner has it, though, starting to make his way up the middle. He's to the 20-yard line and falls right about the 21, minimizing the damage there. Good job recovering and getting that ball up, avoiding the disaster for North Olmsted.
You got to avoid those mistakes. Remember we were here 2 years ago, and the first quarter was just fumbled punt, fumbled kick, blocked punt, fumbled punt. And that's all it was the entire game. So we learned about chalk water for the first time. So can't make those mistakes. We saw that 2 years ago, but this is a different team than 2 years ago. I mean, this is a different team than last year as well. So look at this formation. Oh, this is what I love right here.
Dom is having the time of his life right now as it's going to be a run straight up the middle for North Olmsted. North Ridgeville seems to think they have this ball. And they do. The North Ridgeville defense coming up huge on their first opportunity. And the offense is going to be sitting pretty now, looking to make it a 2-score game. Wow. All power formations for North Olmsted. Again, it's a young team, new quarterback in Will McPherson, new running back in Amir Silmi. Tough to see that on the first play of the game. Still plenty of time to bounce back, but yeah, Ridgeville's got to be happy.
You're not going to believe the last name of the player that got it.
Oh, boy.
The ball was stripped, and it was recovered by Brian Strippy. Perfect
Sometimes
name
the
for
script
that
writes
occasion.
itself, folks. 1st and 10 now from the 22-yard line. Ridgeville has the ball once again. Miller with the keeper trying to find a hole. Spins out of a couple tackles. He's going to get brought down right around the line of scrimmage.
I like a lot of the stuff that North Olmsted is actually doing on defense, despite them giving up those points early on. You're in a sudden change. It's a thing that you do in practice where, randomly throughout practice, sudden change. We're on punt. We're on offense. We're on defense. Got to change quick. Got to be ready always. Right now they have to be doing a lot of good things out of the back from the linebackers. They're doing a lot of different movement. They're trying to confuse the offensive line. Pay attention here if you're a viewer. Pay attention to what they're doing. It's really interesting.
Pistol formation now. Man in motion for Ridgeville. Ball is snapped. The back has it. Makes his way up. Going to be a short gain for the Rangers. That was number 14, Dylan DeShazo. Has been featured a couple times already here, using him a lot out of that jet sweep kind of action. And so far, a couple times he's gotten to touch the ball. He's been able to advance. So, go ahead, Dom.
Sorry, you have 3 defensive linemen all heads up on the tackle, nose, and tackle, and then you have the linebackers filling the gaps as well. We have a flag. We'll talk about that.
It's like false.
Another sideline
warning for Ridgeville this time.
So for North Olmsted, what they're doing is they're essentially stacking everyone on the open gaps outside of the players on the line that are heads up, right? We call that a 3-3 odd. A stack is similar formation, except they're right behind it, but they're in an odd, and they're going to throw a lot of motion from out wide. It's going to confuse the offensive line.
3rd and 8. Miller's rolling out, throws it, has a completion, and he's down right around the first down marker, but we do have another flag on the field. Is hauled in there by number 8, Duke Baker for North Ridgeville. But let's see if that sticks. And that is going to be ineligible man downfield on North Ridgeville. And I do apologize. That was number 18, Eric Lengauer, with that reception. It doesn't count, but still, first completed reception of the day for North Ridgeville. Get some of those jitters out. That'll be 3rd and 13 now for the Rangers. 7 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Currently leading this game 7-0.
Now, when you have a run out like that, all the offensive linemen, they're going down to the right. It can be difficult sometimes.
And it's going to be a handoff to Barnard up the middle and nearly gains enough yardage there for the first down. Got to imagine the plan is to go for it here. It's now going to be 4th and short for the Rangers.
And they've proven that they will go for it here. I think they're talking about it amongst themselves, but yeah, they know that they want to go for it here and they want to pick up the first down.
Official timeout. Yeah, 4th and 5. You kind of got a free possession here as well, courtesy of your defense. Got to imagine they're not afraid to go for it here. Worst case scenario, you get the ball back to North Olmsted and they have to start this thing on their own 17-yard line. So, step up to the line and then we're going to back off just for a moment. Teams talk it over. And we're now set. Clock continues to tick. 4th and 5. North Ridgeville going to spread things out here. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Barnhart in the backfield. Miller once again nearly getting the line to go offside. Throws the ball, had a receiver, but could not haul that in. Turnover on downs, and North Olmsted gives their offense another opportunity.
Good job there by the defense unit from North Olmsted getting ready for sudden change. And sudden change quick. You know, that North Ridgeville drive before really tired them out on that first drive. But they fought well. Usually you see defenses give up like that, especially when they only have 25 yards to go. A lot bad can happen. But there, they gave their offense, hey, we know we made a mistake. Get back out there. Make up for it. Now they can do it. No harm, no foul. But you are backed up in your zone. You got to switch the field. At least make it to the 40 and the 50, and you can make up for that mistake you made early on.
Early win here for North Olmsted as they get the ball back now. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. It's going to be a run. Back has a hole up the near side of the field, brought down after a short gain. And that was number 15, Jack Cody with the carry. Going to be 2nd down and 7. 3-yard gain there for North Olmsted. Didn't quite go back to that same power formation we saw before, but imagine we're going to see a decent dose of running from this North Olmsted offense. Second down and 7. McPherson in the pistol formation. One receiver out to the near side. Will be a handoff once again. Back has it. Pushes his way forward. Powers on through for another short game for the Eagles. That was Cody Jack once again for the Eagles. 3rd and 4. 2 solid power runs, but now got to pick up 4 yards here. Still deep in your own territory. Wonder if we're going to see McPherson try to sling the ball for the first time tonight. Couple quick substitutions for the Eagles as we get set. 4 minutes, 48 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. McPherson, he's ready for it, now spread out. And we have another flag. Looks to be against North Olmsted. So we await the call.
Got a lot of early laundry today. It's week 1, and it's week 1 for everybody, both sidelines with the warning, too. Coaches are yelling at all their players who are used to being on the field all summer long during the workout. So when they step on that field, they got to remember to stay back on the sideline, too.
You know, there's one thing that we say for week 1, Brandon, is that there's 2 things you can guarantee for week 1 when we start in August. There'll be laundry on the field. In the 3rd quarter, they will all be cramping.
It's now 3rd and 9. Quick running back screen, tries to find some room, but North Ridgeville is all over them. That's going to be 4th and long now for the Eagles.
Death taxes in the bubble screen not working. Not a fan of that bubble screen as always, but they thought they could find an open lane there, draw that defensive line in the backfield and find an open opportunity. No, you cannot fool this North Ridgeville defense. Did a good job getting on the pursuit and moving quick. Now North Olmsted punting. So they will not flip the field.
And the punt is up and away, and it is off the side of the foot of the punter, and that rolls out of bounds right about the 30-yard line. That was Will McPherson, also handling punting duties tonight.
You know, didn't get a clean catch there. Tried to probably spin the ball improperly, got in the wrong side of the laces. You know what? It's a muff punt. It happens. Got to shake it off and get ready for your next one. Hopefully, for the punter, there is a next one because you're hoping your offense pick it up and get things moving offensively.
Speaking of moving, North Ridgeville getting used to being on this side of the field so far tonight. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. Back has some room up the near side of the field. Finds a hole, leading a blocker. Moved up, shoved out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
In North Ridgeville now into the red zone. As every red zone trip, always brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Have been for the past 3 years. Happy to have them back as one of our main title sponsors and our official red zone sponsor. 2 in the backfield behind Miller. Hand off to Barnhart. Barnhart trying to find a lane. Drags 1, drags 2. Can he get to the end zone? He falls down at the 4. Great run there by the big man up front and Zach Barnhart. And welcome back, Brandon, as we were fixing some issues there.
Some fun technical difficulties. Do need to say absolutely no fault of Brandon Marvel. It's my own here. Some issues with the camera, but we are back. We are live. So now 1st and 10 from the 4-yard line. North Ridgeville again. On the first and goal from the 4-yard line. What am I talking about? Miller's going to keep it. He wants to put some up on the board, and he does. Touchdown, North Ridgeville.
I like that formation there. You have it looks like empty, which technically it is, but it's almost like a wildcat where you have 2 wing backs, almost like it's a wing T formation. You have the 2 wing backs in that
he's by himself. He has those guys on the side, throws them in motion, can either operate them as a lead blocker, or he could use it as a traditional wing T kind of deal, but in the shotgun or the pistol, and give the ball to him, a little flip power, triple option, a shuffle pass maybe, a lot you can do there, and the kick is over. It is good. Score 14-0, 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Have a long first quarter at that, here to start this one. But the official score, 14-0, North Olmsted. They'll be returning the kickoff here, looking to get things back on track, or really on track for the first time today. As things have not gone their way other than the one defensive stop. Is Brandon, not a great start for North Olmsted so far, but a lot to game to play. Again, only 2:40 left in the first quarter.
It's not the best start, but first off, we have to give credit to North Ridgeville. They have come out prepared. Week one, it does not really matter how good of a program you have. It can take a quarter or two to really shake off that rust. We've seen upsets week one, but these guys came out prepared. They're already on their A game. North Olmsted, they're getting settled in a little bit. So not time to hit the panic button yet if you're the Eagles, but you want to get some positive momentum here. You had the ball moving on 2 solid runs in a row. The penalty then hurt them. Tough to complete passes, especially this early in the season. New quarterback, new receivers, new running back, new everything. So again, give it some time. If you're North Olmsted, still plenty of time left in this game, guys. It's the first quarter. There's 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in quarter number 1. It's a 2-score game, and now their offense will get another opportunity as we get ready to kick this one away. Again, Finley Keller handling the kicking duties for the Rangers tonight, as that is booted up the middle, going to get caught and muffed again at the 15. North Ridgeville's got it and nearly takes it to the house before being brought down. A huge heads-up play by Nolan Gill to grab that muffed kick. And once again, North Ridgeville, excellent starting field position for their offense.
I cannot stress this enough. Protect the ball. I swear every time we're here, we're yelling that, and it's not even, we're at North Ridgeville yelling about protecting the ball, and we're never yelling at North Ridgeville. It's always the opposition. I don't know what it is what this team has. Maybe they have some voodoo magic that they operate here, Brandon, but no matter who they play in this building, that ball just goes in their direction every time we're here.
You can call it voodoo magic, but let's give the North Ridgeville faithful some credit. They have packed this place here for week one. A great crowd, great atmosphere as usual in North Ridgeville. North Olmsted, though, you can see kind of on that sideline, too, have traveled very well for this game. 1st and 10 from the 22. Miller's going to look to throw deep down the middle of the field and just a little bit too far. Once again, going for number 18, Eric Lengauer. Lengauer seems to be a favorite target early on here for Cole Miller. Shouldn't be surprising. 6'3" senior wide receiver for North Ridgeville. Now going to be 2nd and 10 after the failed attempt to put the dagger in. Pistol formation.
This is the 19th play here for North Ridgeville.
And Miller's going to keep it, has to dance around, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield. A host of tacklers there for the Eagles, but give it to number 58, Javion Pierce. He's one of the players we talked about early, the senior edge rusher for North Olmsted. Also plays offensive line, 5'10", 232. Anchor for that offensive unit, making plays on defense early.
This defensive front is doing well, and even the secondary, they've done a good job in coverage. I mean, North Ridgeville hasn't had an opportunity to throw one deep. I mean, there are a few windows there, but, Cole Miller's able to fit him there, but the wide receivers can't get there. The coverage is too good.
Corners have been solid. 3rd and 16 now for the Rangers. Miller's going to look to throw, facing pressure again. Has to step up in the pocket, decides to take off now, has a lane, flips forward. It's going to be close. Might have gotten the first down. We'll wait to see. And no, looks like they're going to mark him just short. It's going to be 4th and 2. Again, Miller having to go to his legs quite a bit here tonight. And to his credit, pretty effective strategy. That said, as you say, they're not making it comfortable for him to throw the ball right now.
No, real quick, what they did on that right side was slant to the gap over, and then a linebacker, boom, filled in that outside gap. They did a good job with that stunt.
4th and 2. It's to Barnhart, and he is stuffed at the line. Another big defensive stand for North Olmsted. Everyone in the stadium knew it was going to Barnhart. Usually that doesn't matter. But excellent job there by the Eagles. That's 2 4th down stands tonight. The offense will come back out onto the field. They've got 1 minute left here in quarter number 1, 14-0 in favor of the hosting Rangers.
You know, Zach Barnhart, it reminds me of Jerome Bettis, where anytime it's short yardage, like everyone can tell you exactly where the ball's going. It's not a secret. The question is, can you stop him? Now, for that, the answer is yes, we can stop him if you're North Olmsted. But previously, no, you weren't able to. So it's nice to see that they're able to prove, hey, we can stop you. Doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 3 yards. Offense is back on the field looking to prove that we can do damage here. And they haven't been able to do that in the 4 plays that they've ran previously.
1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. McPherson hands it off. And the back is brought down after a short gain.
Dom, I've been hearing it all summer. I heard the first world-famous Dom Pittsburgh Steelers reference in the first quarter of week 1.
Yeah, no, you're going to hear it every week. Just wait till someone drops a ball and hits their hands.
Glad that hasn't happened yet.
No, it hasn't. It has not. Well, it has, but, you know, it's tight coverage. But, you know, if there's someone wide open, you'll hear it. You'll hear it. Just wait.
The ball stays off the ground here, likely the last play of quarter number 1, 2nd and 7. North Olmsted going to spread it out, send a man in motion, and they're going to give it to that man. Has some space up the near side of the field and brought down after another solid gain. And steady dose of the run game from North Olmsted. That time, Max Kruckmeyer with the carry. They're going to call that 3rd and 3, but that, folks, will bring us to the end of quarter number 1. You are watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. The North Olmsted Eagles currently trailing the North Ridgeville Rangers 14-0. Going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be back with more.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted and taste the 50-plus years of legacy for yourself. Maxim Lacrosse. Maxim Lacrosse will demand players embody the game by giving and receiving respect and understanding that character counts.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, cool.
And we're back for quarter number 2, Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. North Olmsted with possession, 3rd and 3 now from their own 22-yard line. They're going to run a tight formation, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper, tries to push his way forward, but it looks like he's going to be stopped short as Will McPherson tried to pick up the first down. And sure enough, it is going to, they're going to say he got brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So 4th and 3 now for the Eagles. As the punt unit looks like it's coming on the field. Keep in mind the last time, Will McPherson also handling the punting duties. Just kind of chipped one off of his foot. So it looks like he may get another opportunity here to put one deep. Folks, make sure you stick around.
They don't have a punter. Sorry, no, they didn't have a punter. I was counting guys. I'm like, they don't have a punter.
Punter is relatively important for punts, and the punter punts the ball. And that time, much better as that rides the sideline. Going to go out of bounds right around the 40-yard line.
Sorry, I couldn't believe I was watching one of the shields, right? The 3 large men that blocked the punter, and I'm looking. I'm like,
They're counting them. I don't think he knows. And then he looks behind him, and I just see him put his arms up. I'm like, yeah, me too, bud. I don't know what's going on.
My question is, if they're going for it, he's probably still going to be out there.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
But either way, crisis averted. Going to be 1st and 10 from the North Olmsted 36. Folks, make sure you stick around with us as our very own Dom Clary will run you through the Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show. Get you some scores from around the league. May have an interview or two thrown in there. We shall see. But first play from scrimmage for North Ridgeville. Sold the fake. As number 14 got hit harder in the backfield than the ball carrier did there. Gain of a couple for the Rangers. That was a keeper there for Miller. Not going to lie, I was sold there as well. I thought the Shazzo had the ball.
You know, my favorite thing that we've kind of made a joke of is that, you know, the trick play gets you on occasion. It gets me too. But more, you know.
It's preseason for preseason. Week 1 for everyone, Dom. Even us.
Preseason ended. You know, we left broadcaster camp a week ago. You know this. That Vince sends us to every year.
I'm just glad I made the cut again this year. Got a timeout on the field.
So, Brandon, Marvel. Sorry, I'm surrounded by Brandons. So, Marvel, what have you noticed so far? And I've been kind of taking over the color commentating a lot. What have you noticed between these two teams?
No, definitely that North Olmsted, while they're definitely not as big in the trenches as North Ridgeville, North Olmsted's defensive line is getting constant pressure on Cole Miller. And that's honestly surprising me, where a lot of the times they're just rushing 3, maybe 4 guys up, and they're still getting pressure on him every time that he touches the ball, it seems like. And for North Ridgeville, their defense has been all over the place. So this has been a big defensive game. North Ridgeville causing 2 turnovers, one of them on special teams, the other on defense. But they just got to take care of the ball with your North Olmsted on the offensive side of things. And just see if you can't get into a rhythm, get that first quarter jitters out of the way, and get a good drive going for you.
Also, for note, for those at home, North Olmsted has not achieved the first down yet.
Again, typically defense has the advantage earlier on in the year. 1st and 10 now from the 24 for North Ridgeville. Pistol formation, 2 receivers right, 1 out to the left. Handoff, back has it, pushes straight up the middle of the field before being brought down after a gain of about 5. That was Luke Bartell, the sophomore, getting the carry for the Rangers.
You know, this is a year where you're trying to also find out, hey, who's up next? Who's going to be the guys once Barnhart and Miller are gone? And this young man could very well be up next.
2nd and 6 now for Ridgeville as the back gets it up the left side of the field, makes his way in, hitting the end zone, but that's a touchdown. Touchdown, North Ridgeville.
That is a fancy schmancy counter, Brandon, where you're faking it to the back. He's leaving his hand back, similar to what you do in a Statue of Liberty. Leaves that hand back and boom. Wide receiver takes it out. Gets across the edge, outside block, reach, get out there. Or just like what my coach used to say when I was in high school, just run. And that's exactly what the offensive line did, gone on the outside edge and was able to execute properly. Is the feel good as well? Is good as well, Brandon. That's a good drive in short field. And they have not really had to drive the field.
They have not. Cole Allison, the junior, on that touchdown for North Ridgeville. Finley Keller, again, on the extra point. Good job there as well. Number 8, Duke Baker. A little bit of a low snap, but able to get that set for his kicker. So now, 9 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. It has been all North Ridgeville so far as they lead North Olmsted 21-0.
On that scoring play, it was a great job by Allison to continue to take care of the football because he took a good shot while he was crossing that goal line, and he didn't even give the ref a chance to determine if he crossed it or if it was going to be a fumble. So it was a great job by Allison to take care of the ball.
And again, a couple solid trick plays here to start for the Rangers. They are getting nice and comfortable on the offensive side of the ball. Despite a couple early stops, they have not let that deter them. And now we've seen 2 kickoffs go to the Eagles. Both of them muffed. They were able to pick one up and recover it for a decent return. The other right back into the hands of the Rangers. Dom, if you're North Olmsted, special teams coordinator, what's your message to these guys right now?
Hold on to the ball. Get the ball, protect it like it's your firstborn child. You have to protect it. It is, what is it, 19 ounces? How much ounces are in a football? I have no idea. I had a coach who used to say, however many ounces of football, 19 ounces. 19 ounces of gold, and protect it like it is gold. You protect those 19 ounces. That's what you got to do. They're not doing it. They're not treating that ball like it's the last relic on earth, and that's what they have to do if they want to get back into this football game.
Ridgeville kicks it off. That'll be caught at the 10-yard line, held on to. Returner trying to find an opening up the far side of the field and brought down at about the 21-yard line. That was number 4, Lawrence Stanley for the Eagles. Now the North Olmsted offense still looking for their first down of the evening. Had some success running the ball, but have yet to get that big chunk play to really get things moving. But we'll get another opportunity here. Still plenty of time in this one, folks. 9:06 left in the second quarter.
You know, let's see him put together a little drive here. Maybe throw the ball a little bit, throw one deep, let your quarterback get some confidence. Or you know what, just throw one deep. Let him know that he has the option of throwing the ball.
1st and 10 from the 21, and this is going to get blown dead. Looks like offsides on North Ridgeville. A little bit of a head start there for the Eagles. So it'll be 1st and 5 now when we reset. Again, so far, all North Ridgeville today, 21-0. North Olmsted ready.
Oh, here we go. Look, 2 fullbacks to the left, running back in the back. Oh, what a formation.
And it's going to be a pass, a deep pass down the middle of the field, has a receiver, and it's off his fingertips. Number 11, Dennis Jeffries, nearly hauling that one in. He had his corners beat, but just a little too much on that one from Will McPherson.
I think it scared Brandon Marble. I hopped in the air. Boy, guess how many people ran the route? Guess how many people ran the route? 1. It's like old school football all over again. How beautiful is that? Oh, and the chains will move.
Let's see. North Ridgeville is wondering what the call is here. A little frustrated there, but it's going to be a 1st down for North Olmsted. I'm wondering if we had another sideline infraction. Either way, 1st and 10 now from the 41. It's going to be a handoff, and that's going to get brought down just behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for Amir Silmi.
So we don't know what he called. Well, I tried figuring it out. No one up here knows. So maybe roughing the passer is what we assume it is. Brendan, who ran that there?
That was Silmi, Amir Silmi. And folks, quick reminder that all trips to the red zone tonight are brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. 2nd and 10 now from the 41-yard line. Spread out again for North Olmsted. Going to be a handoff. Silmi's got a hole. He's got the 1st down, stumbles forward. Huge gain there for the Eagles. Excellent run by Amir Silmi.
He's quick. I mean, you give him a lane. If you can get him to that 2nd, 3rd level, he has breakaway speed. You got to let him get there. Got to find a way for this offensive line to clear up space. Now, credit to North Ridgeville. They're doing a good job of crowding up the box, putting a lot of pressure. I mean, right now you have 1, 2, 3. There's around 9 people in the box. It's a lot of people. Only 3 people are really playing defensive back here. So it's clever what they're doing. They know that this team wants to run the ball and run the ball a lot.
1st and 10 now from their own 47. It's going to be a rollout. Quarterback throws it, has his receiver complete. That'll pick up a couple. Lawrence Stanley there on the reception. And for the first time tonight, the North Olmsted Eagles have moved in to Ranger territory.
And well-deserved, too. Moving the ball well this drive. Now, that flag early on, the mystery flag, we'll call it, give them a little bit of momentum, which is what they needed now. Get a pass completed, get some runs going, get the chains moving on your own. I don't want to say this offense is cooking, not quite yet, but they very well could be starting to find a rhythm and figuring out what works and what doesn't against a really tough team. Look how many people are on the line of scrimmage, Brandon. Wow.
2nd and 7 now. It's going to be a handoff again to Silmy. Makes his way up the far side of the field, and he's going to get brought down just short of the first down marker. Run game really starting to get going for the Eagles here. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This run game has been picking it up now throughout this drive. You guys mentioned at the beginning of the drive, they're now giving them an option. They saw him throw the ball a couple times. They know he could get it downfield. So now maybe show some different formations if you're North Olmsted, maybe not right now, but later in the game. So that way you could get a little more space in that box.
Now going to be 3rd and just a yard. That's what North Olmsted's going to need to keep this drive going.
The 2 fullbacks to the right there in an H-back spot, running back behind him in a pistol, trying to get him off sides here, Brandon.
And that's going to get blown dead before anyone can go offside. Looks like we're going to have a timeout for the Eagles. And you're absolutely right. Try to get the 1 yard the easy way. North Ridgeville doing a good job staying disciplined there. About 7 minutes to go here in the first half of this one. Thank you again for joining us, folks. Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 1. Plenty more action for you this year. Our full schedule has been released on keonsports.com. On top of that, if you're interested in what else is going on in the SWC or the Suburban or any conference that you happen to be following, once again, we have the most high school writers out and about. We will have the best recaps, the most recaps of anyone in Northeast Ohio. So make sure you go to keonsports.com at the end of the night as our writers start to submit, and you will see all of the action from all across Northeast Ohio, all the big matchups. We have you covered. Again, that's one problem, is there have been plenty of other outlets that do high school football. It is very difficult to get updates to, you got to go to this site and this site and this site. We've got you covered all in one place. So make sure to check out keonsports.com once we're done here tonight. 3rd and 1 now. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper push forward. It looks like he would have had enough, but another timeout for North Olmsted.
One thing about our coverage is, hey, I know there were writers out there. They released it in the weekly, coverage article that they release every week saying, hey, where we're going to be and who's going to be there. But I don't see an article yet. Usually, wait a little bit longer, it'll be up there, or wake up in the morning, every article from the night before on Friday, and even some games on Thursday will be right in front of you. So you could read your heart's content, no matter what game it is in Northeast Ohio. We typically have someone there. Or we might have a video package out there. Tony Bogan, Chris Canoe, we have a few others that do great work as well. Also, shout out to both of them, of Tony Bogan and Chris Canoe, of putting together that intro tape, helping me do that. That doesn't happen without them. So thanks to them. But hey, we might have highlights for your team. Go on the Keon Sports YouTube page, which you're on right now, of course, watching this game, to see what's going on here. And look at that, 2 fullbacks right behind them. You're going to see a tush push.
Another quarterback sneak here. McPherson keeps it. It's going to be close.
Big man with the ball.
Ridgeville's got the ball. Let's see what the call is here. Here's they may be calling McPherson down.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. Again, impressive. That's number 70?
That's number 73. You know what they call him in North Ridgeville?
Oh, tell me.
They call him Beef.
The Beef. Oh, what a nickname.
Hit the somersault and everything coming out of that.
That's an athlete.
4th and 1.
With a capital F at the very top of that word, baby. That big guy can move.
Beef?
The Beef. Put the in front of it. He's the one and only here in North Ridgeville.
So let's see. 4th and 1. No man's land here for the Eagles. See if they run it back. Similar formation, but Selma is in the backfield now. And it will be a handoff. He dives forward, and it looks like he's got enough.
That looks to be a favorable marking, but it's hard to tell from our angle.
They're marking him right at that 37 where the first down marker is at.
Let's see if we get the chain gang. And no, they're going to give it to him. So another first down for the Eagles. They've sustained easily their longest drive of the night. They get 4 more downs to keep pushing.
Just stay alive on this drive. You have 6:23. Use all of it. Use some of it. Use whatever you can. Keep this drive going. Fight. Make the Rangers know you're still in this game and you know it. Now you got to show them that they know it as well. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep fight for those extra yards. That's a great drive for North Olmsted, and they're prolonging it right now, and that's what they needed.
1st and 10 from the Ridgeville 37. Going to be a hand up the far side of the field. Still fighting, and earned every single one of those 3 yards on that carry. Amir Silmy once again on that carry. Good power run. Going to be 2nd and 8 coming back. Five minutes, 39 seconds to go here in quarter number 2. Still a 21-0 advantage in favor of North Ridgeville. But North Olmsted again driving the ball now, going to spread things out. 2nd and 8. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper, faces pressure, and just has to throw it up. Ball intended there for Max Truckmeyer, but falls harmlessly to the ground. Going to be 3rd and long for North Ridgeville.
I like the idea there. You have that cross play action there. You draw out to the left, and you have that running option, and you're trying to draw people upfield. Just didn't work there. Good execution there by that defensive end that was able to know, hey, quarterback's going to keep the ball here. I got to know exactly where my mesh point is and where I'm going. And he did well staying on that QB, knowing he had his other teammates on the running backs. Good execution there. North Olmsted, good idea, just was able to get it going.
3rd and 8 now, going to spread things out once again. McPherson ready for it, throws it, swatted down at the line, and jumped on top of by North Ridgeville. They're going to call that incomplete. But great heads-up play. Looked like number 4 got in there, Ryan Anderson, and threw that ball back straight into the turf.
Way to get that hands up. And if you're at the line of scrimmage and you're not able to get upfield, your job is stop, locate, figure out, hey, where's the QB? Where's he throwing it? Hands up, jump. Now, you got to be careful. There's an offensive lineman on you. They're taught to go for the ribs, so you got to be careful. But go up, swat that ball down, or, hey, if you're lucky, you just might get an interception.
4th and 8 now for North Olmsted. McPherson looking to throw. Dart up the middle of the field and overthrows his receiver. That will be a turnover on downs. Again, had the man open, just overthrew him a smidge. And that is going to be enough for North Ridgeville to take back over on their own side of the field, which been about an hour or so real time since they've had to do that. Credit again to North Olmsted, though. That was by far their best sustained offensive drive of the game. And Brandon, anything off of that you could see, hopefully the Eagles can build off of going forward in this game?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, Brandon. They really got something going. They got the run game going. They saw the running back, Amir Silmy. We talked about it a little bit. He was breaking through that box. When he gets through that box, he's got some breakaway speed. And when he had those opportunities, he was breaking quite a few arm tackles from those defensive linemen of North Ridgeville.
1st and 10, play action, quick pass up the middle. Wide receiver has a lane, cuts back in, misses a tackle, and brought down hard at the 20. Excellent movement from Cole Allison. And that is a first down and much, much, much more for the Rangers. And this trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Huge play to get things going for the Rangers. Sorry to cut you off there, Marvel.
It's what we learned in broadcast school, right? If a big play's happening while the color guy is talking, let the play-by-play guy take over. Let him tell him what's happening.
Got to love it. 1st and 10 now from the 18. And they're looking to strike while this iron is hot. 2 backs in the backfield, one to the left, one behind Miller. And it's going to be a double handoff fake, but North Olmsted sniffed that out immediately as that back is brought down in the backfield. That was Matthew Flesher, who ended up with that ball eventually after a couple of handoffs. The trickery doesn't quite work out that time for the Rangers.
That's a double handoff. A little trickarooski there, Brandon.
Trickarooski is a word we do not use enough.
Well,
2nd and 12. Single back in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Miller sends a man in motion. Miller's got it. He's going to look to throw. Left side of the field. Doesn't see anything. Has to cut back. He's going to keep it. Has a lane. He's at the 10. Flips over the defender. Falls down just short of the 5-yard line. Good pickup there for Cole Miller. And every time Cole Miller has had to tuck and run tonight, he has made the absolute most of it. They're going to go ahead and put those chains down. 1st and goal now for North Ridgeville. They'll need 5 yards to pay dirt. Offense wasting no time. Single back, Barnhart in the backfield once again. Man in motion. It's snapped. It's given to Barnhart. He has a hole. He makes a man miss, and he's in. Touchdown, North Ridgeville. Zach Barnhart once again showing why he is a focal point of this offense. Made the necessary cuts, went in relatively untouched. That's going to make it a 4-possession game now for the Rangers. Very efficient drive there for North Ridgeville. Again, huge chunk play off the play action to get things going. As that snap is down, ball is up, and for the 4th time tonight, that kick is good. Finley Keller having himself a good night so far. So 3 minutes, 56 seconds left here in quarter number 2. Folks, make sure you stick around to hear more of our very own Dom Clary as he takes you through the Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show. Recap a little bit of what we've seen here so far today, get you some scores from around the league, and maybe even get a couple guests on. We'll see.
You know, speaking of the of our lovely sponsor, who does the halftime show and the pregame show, postgame show, the Cement Mason, also have a T-shirt for Player of the Game. Something new this year. We'll have that later in the day. We'll see if we'll accompany it with an interview. We'll see if we can do that. But we'll have that and the Mickey's Defensive Player of the Game.
Absolutely.
Who I may or may not have already marked.
Ooh, all right. So, and speaking of, we get votes, guys. I get a vote. Marvel gets a vote. Dom gets a vote.
But mine is the most important of them all.
That is not true. Yours, folks, is the one that counts the most. So if you're watching on YouTube right now and you have somebody on either team at this point, it's still very early. If there's someone on North Olmsted that you think is deserving of the offensive or defensive player of the game, whichever, make it known. Low kickoff, that's going to be initially muffed, but falling on top of just short of the 30-yard line. That's where North Olmsted will start. But drop those suggestions into YouTube. Again, we read all of these guys. So if you think anybody is worthy, let us know. We're obviously on the broadcast. We pretty much see everything, but every once in a while, you know, maybe there's a player out there that's not quite getting the recognition that they deserve. Maybe it's an entire unit, as Dom would say. I'd love to give the award to either the offensive or defensive line as a whole every game. So if you think that an entire unit's worthy, just let us know, guys. Drop it in the comments. We would love to get everyone's opinion. 3 minutes, 55 seconds left in the first half. North Olmsted going to get another chance here. Still looking to put points up on the board for the first time. They're going to spread out now. 2 receivers to the far side. Pearson, ready for it. Got a late addition on that far side for North Olmsted. That's going to be a handoff. Back has a hole, nearly broke his way through it. Good job bringing him down there at the end for the North Ridgeville defense. We got some laundry on the field. Jack Cody was the ball carrier on that play.
Looks like it's coming back.
Another costly penalty for North Olmsted. I think that's holding. So that'll be first and very long now. It's not how you want to start a drive if you're the Eagles.
Oh, we were given a question that we can give an answer to on the YouTube feed. We will be showing the bands. You'll be able to hear them in the background, but we're not typically don't show them with the audio on typically, but you will see snippets of some of the bands playing throughout, but you won't be able to hear the sound directly.
Not directly. We'll pick up some residual, though. 1st and 20. Always love the band. Going to be a handoff once again, but this time, oh no, back broke free. He's got some space. He's going to get shoved out of bounds short of the 40-yard line. Some crafty running there from Cody Jack of the Eagles. Looked like he was dead to rights, but broke through and nearly broke up, or nearly got a first down on 1st and 20. Huge play there for the Eagles.
Those are some of my favorite offensive plays in football. It looks like the running back or ball carrier, whoever it may be, is dead to rights. Looks like they're stopped, and then they just come breaking out of that huddle and break off another 10, 15 more yards.
Again, just refuse to go down there. 2nd and 3 now for the Eagles. Man in motion. Handoff again. Back has it, working his way up the middle. Not going to be quite as lucky this time. He's going to get met right at the line of scrimmage. So referees try to break up that pile. Couple players getting in there. Cody Jack, once again, the ball carrier for the Eagles. Going to call it now 3rd and 3. We got 3 minutes and ticking left here in the first half. North Olmsted will receive the ball to start quarter number 3. So still a chance to hang in this game if they can put points up here and then respond once again at the start of the second half.
I mean, you have a window to double up. Very much so. And if they can move the ball quickly, which they've struggled to do, but, you know, we've seen glimpses. They can double up.
Did have an official stoppage. So the clock did stop, but now we're rolling again. Eagles now stepping up to the line. 3rd and 3 from their own 35-yard line. Man in motion. Going to be a play action pass up the middle of the field. Nearly intercepted and nearly picked up anyway by the tight end. Lot going on that play.
In laundry thrown, there's a scrum there around the first down marker.
Little bit of extracurriculars after the play.
Now, so is that a scrum or is that like a kerfuffle? Like, did it reach kerfuffle?
I just consider that a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle?
To me, kerfuffle's a little softer than a scrum.
Because it's not a fight. It's not yeah. I think you're right, because I wouldn't call that a scrum.
I think 2 more players that would have been considered a ruckus. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I do. Wait, how many people need for it to be a ruckus?
I think it's 6+.
Looks like it's going to be offsetting personal foul penalties.
More than 10.
Right.
As these two continue to pay. Sorry, guys. So it looks like these may be offsetting. Despite the fact that this came after the play, right now still showing 3rd down. We'll see if that changes. Still a little bit of discussion among the referees. And North Ridgeville, their coach is getting frustrated, trying to figure out what exactly is happening here. Still showing 3rd down, and it looks like that's where it's going to stay. So offsetting penalties, we're going to get another shot at 3rd down here for the Eagles. Exactly 3 minutes now on the clock. We're ready to go. And we are not ready to go. And that was blown dead. Didn't seem like anybody else heard it, but saw the laundry come onto the field. Imagine it was before the ball was snapped, so got to imagine this is on the Eagles.
Looks like a sideline warning.
Another sideline warning for North Ridgeville.
And they're going to give them the first down as well, gentlemen.
Wow.
That's their 2nd of the game.
Yeah, it seems like that's the 2nd time that because of these sideline penalties that North Olmsted is going to move the ball up. Again, we never confirmed that the first time around, but very similar yardage and everything else. So got to imagine that's what it is. Coaches do not seem happy.
Well, Coach Morgan was beside himself after that offsetting penalty call. So I think he was giving the ref an earful, and they said that's enough.
Fair enough. 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff. Back met at the line of scrimmage, tried making his way up the far side of the field, but he is going absolutely nowhere on that play. Cody Jack, again on the carry. Steady dose of Cody Jack so far on this drive. Silmy was the primary featured back in the last drive. been effective every time he's touched the ball so far. Touchdown. Woo! Timeout for North Ridgeville. Again, North Olmsted with a little bit of help from some penalties from North Ridgeville. Again, able to move the ball, picking up some offensive momentum. Not a lot of luck early in the game. A couple miscues, we'll call them, on special teams. Had the fumble on the very first drive of the play as well. But the mistakes have kind of been reeled in a little bit, it feels like, for the Eagles. They're settled down. The jitters are off a little bit. Now it's really about just honing in that offense, getting everybody comfortable. And again, so far, they've looked much better these last two drives than they did at the beginning of the game.
No, definitely. You've seen improvement. They're able to kind of stabilize a drive, fend off the pass rushers of North Ridgeville. A decent job just trying to execute those passes is what killed them the most. They've proven they're able to run the ball. Now, can you throw the ball? No, you can throw the ball up the seams, but can you throw the ball to the boundaries? They have not been able to do that yet.
2nd and 10, man in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. McPherson has it up the middle, has 5 yards, 6 yards, and is then going to get driven back after a gain of about 6. Solid run there by McPherson. Going to set up 3rd and short for the Eagles. See if they decide to keep the ball on the ground here for 3rd down.
He hasn't ran much, Brandon. I'd like to see him involved a little bit more as a threat in the running game. Keep that defense on their heels.
2 minutes, 15 seconds and counting before we wrap up this first half. Again, stick around, folks, for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show with Dom Clary. You may have heard of him.
That's me.
That is, in fact, you. 3rd and 3. And it's going to be play action, dropping back, avoiding the sack, and he doesn't get out of it, but
they're to call
we
face
got laundry on the field. Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was thrown right as McPherson was being taken to the ground.
That's a good catch there by the referee.
Yep, face mask on North Ridgeville.
You know, you see the hand go up to that face. You're like, all right. Hand went up high, but did he grab the face mask and pull? He did. The head moved. When you see the head, get yanked the wrong way, the way he's not running, well, there you got to throw the flag. Well, it wasn't intentional, but finger sneaks in there. It's a face mask. Got to protect the kids.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty there. So 3rd and 1 now. Resetting it down. It's going to be a quick pass up the middle. Has a receiver open. He's got a lane. Couple men to beat. Brought down at the 15-yard line. Biggest gain of the day so far for North Olmsted. Connor Verbicki on the reception.
About 34 yards.
Olmsted moving quick after their big play.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15. Minute 30 to go now. Hand up off the middle. Going to pick up maybe a couple there. Still got 2 timeouts. Sorry, 1 timeout for North Olmsted.
That was number 11 there, correct?
Correct. On the reception, yeah.
It's Dennis Jeffries there.
Oh, my apologies. I had the wrong call. 2nd and 5. Another run right up the middle of the field. That's going to get met right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Cody Jack once again on the carry. 55 seconds left. North Olmsted going to take their final timeout when they come back. 3rd and 6 from the 11. Folks, a trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Far and away the best opportunity the Eagles have had to put up points tonight. See what they decide to come back with here. Now, Dom, this situation, down 4 scores, we settling for a field goal.
You only settle for a field goal if you have to, but I hate saying it, but they've proved they can't kick the ball. Now, we haven't seen what a kickoff looks like, but if they're punts or anything like their field goals, the band members in the sidelines might have to be careful because they've not been able to put one between the hashes on a punt. So it's hard to see if that's going to be an available option for them. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes, not able to move the ball,
3 seconds left. Yeah, you got to kick it. But here, I don't think you really have a choice.
It's going to be 3rd and 6. Handoff. Backs trying to make something happen, but brought down in the backfield. Excellent job by the North Ridgeville defense. Carter Clark making the tackle. That's going to be a big loss there for North Olmsted. 4th and long. If they want to convert here, clock sitting now at 38 seconds, and we're going to get a timeout for North Ridgeville.
Well, North Olmsted does have a kicker listed, and it's not who's been taking care of the punts. It's number 28, Zach Haug, a senior. So if they do decide to kick a field goal here, which, you know, like you said, Dom, we haven't been able to see them punt successfully quite yet, but we'll see what they do. That would be who I would assume would take care of the field goal duties.
And we'll see. And it's tough because part of you this early in the year just wants to see some points up on the board. The other part of you realizes you're down 4 touchdowns. So, and you really have not gotten this close at any other point so far this game. You've proven that you can get the chunk plays when you need them. So I am fully in favor of going for it here. See North Ridgeville's getting prepared, heading back out onto the field. We'll see what unit we get for the Eagles. Be 4th and 8, 38 seconds to go here in the first half. McPherson's out there. Shotgun formation, one back in the backfield. He's going to throw, looking, has to scramble, facing pressure, had a man open, but he slips and is down immediately. Number 15, Cody Jack, the intended receiver. The play worked as designed. He had an opening, just slipped as he was making the catch there. That'll be a turnover on downs. North Ridgeville is going to take over. Just 34 seconds left here. Again, North Olmsted will receive the ball at halftime. So again, good play design. Just couldn't quite execute there for the Eagles. It's going to be 1st and 10 now.
Now you got to
for
keep
North
everything
Ridgeville.
in front of you. This team can get chunks here. 34 seconds to this North Ridgeville team is nothing.
And they are going to throw the ball. They're looking to put more up. Has a receiver open on the near side. Ducks out of bounds. That was number 8, Duke Baker on the reception. That's going to be a first down. Only a couple seconds off the clock there. Still 29 seconds. And Ridgeville, very obviously, is not happy with a 28-point lead. They want to put more up before all is said and done. Quickly set up again. 28-yard line. Spread out. Miller's got it. Looking to throw again. Same side of the field. And same Duke Baker making that reception. Clock is stopped once again, it looks like.
Calling it a first down, telling the chains to move.
Yep, first down now. North Ridgeville continues to push. Clock is running, though, 20 seconds and counting. Miller's got it. Looking to throw again. Same play. Steps out of bounds after the reception. Duke Baker. And if you have him in your PPR fantasy league, he is doing wonders for you at the moment. 16 seconds now, almost in North Olmsted territory. Miller now by himself in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. North Olmsted showing blitz, and they're going to send it. Throws it deep up the middle of the field, and that's intercepted. Right in the hands of the North Olmsted defender. That is Colin Scott with the interception.
You know what? I picked that young man to be an impact player. He's never played. He's filling in for an injured player. I just knew it. I don't know how I knew it. I don't know what little birdie told me that this young junior would make an impact today. Good on him. I getting the jitters out, playing good defense, keeping everything in front of you. You see that ball, and he had an opportunity on that first drive to get a pick, and he watched it fall in front of you. He had that cement feet that you get on your first time under the lights, and boom, impact right there for the young junior.
Speaking of cement, 11 seconds away from our Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show. Our clairvoyant Dom Clary will be taking you through that. And again, North Olmsted will receive to start this next half. Wouldn't be surprised if we see either a run or a kneel out here, but 11 seconds to go in the first half. 1 receiver right, 1 to the left. And we're going to kneel that out. And that'll do it, folks, for the first half. You are watching the Keon Sports High School football game of the week. It is the North Olmsted Eagles here in North Ridgeville taking on the Rangers. It has been all North Ridgeville so far, 28-0. We will be back with the Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show on the other side.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or an apprentice, their doors are open for you to join the union. Current and future demand for skilled craftsmen necessitates an apprenticeship program that takes into consideration practices of one of the world's oldest trades, along with instruction in new techniques, applications, technologies, and materials. The Local 404 Cement Masons Joint Apprenticeship Training Program supports a world-class curriculum of instruction and on-the-job training for more than 40 apprentices annually. Union Cement Mason skills are honed with the most comprehensive apprenticeship training program in the industry.
B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today. JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com.
The Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council provides essential coordination and support to the work of its affiliated local unions in order that, through intertrade solidarity, organized construction workers achieve a powerful voice in government, bargaining, and in their communities. They work to secure the trade jurisdiction and autonomy of their affiliates as the respected arbiter of trade issues, and through that work contribute to the community of employment and economic security of organized construction workers. Established in 1913, the Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council continues to provide skilled union craftsmanship throughout Northeast Ohio. Neopat is a nonprofit dedicated to supporting veterans, military service members, and their families right here in our community. From emergency assistance to family events, scholarships, and mental wellness programs, Neopat works to honor their service and sacrifice. You can make a difference by donating, volunteering, or sponsoring programs that directly impact local military families. Learn more and get involved at neopat.org.
North Ridgeville Athletic Boosters is a charitable organization consisting of dedicated Ranger supporters serving athletes, coaches in our community.
Chatty's Pizzeria. In the heart of Bay Village at 28611 Lake Road, this incredible pizzeria offers a full menu of food and drinks. They have everything from a casual dining experience to the romantic setting of a long-awaited date night. Their food is made on the spot with fresh ingredients and classic recipes that the entire family will enjoy. From a cozy spot in the igloo to the party room, everyone will be taken care of. Call 440-471-4485 or email info@Chatty's Pizzeria for reservations.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football.
I am here with Ken Wilson. You are the president of the Boosters for North Ridgeville. We have a nice partnership going, so it's nice to have you back on. We've had you on here before.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and talk about, your role as president of the North Ridgeville Boosters and kind of what you guys do for North Ridgeville football.
Yeah. Well, before I do that, thanks so much, Dom, for having me on. Yeah, and then I want to give this awesome North Ridgeville Rangers helmet. I wish I brought one for you, but for Vince especially, because
Awesome.
I've been trying to get him to move to North Ridgeville, so just kind of want to mess with him. But yeah, thanks for
This
having me
actually
on.
might convince him, knowing him and his helmet collection.
Tell him it might fit. It actually might fit. But yeah, thanks for having me on, and really just want to thank Keon Sports for the partnership. The big thing about what we're trying to do with the North Ridgeville Athletic Boosters is just to highlight our athletes and just try to do everything we possibly can to just make sure that they're successful. And we felt like working with Keon Sports was a great way to just get exposure to, especially the football team, and obviously beyond that. So we really appreciate your partnership.
Of course. And we love coming here and talking about North Ridgeville. You guys have been so good to us, and this partnership beneficial for both of us. So it's nice to get that partnership going. But we also want to talk about youth football.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, before we get into that, outside of what you talked about, what's the main mission of the Boosters? What are you guys trying to achieve ultimately?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so this is year 2. First year, I really had no clue what the heck I was doing. I was just trying to figure it all out. We're kind of coming out of the fog. We're really learning how to just, better a lot of the systems. There's awesome people that went before us and put in a lot of great things, but we're just trying to continue to improve on those things and really just enhance what does a boosters organization do? They boost the athletes in their experience and exposure and all of that. And so that's really what we're trying to do in its most simple form, obviously getting creative with fundraising and all of that. So, but yeah.
Now, you guys have also done a lot. I know you specifically have done a lot with youth football. Talk about what you have done and also just everything that's going on with youth football here at North Ridgeville.
Yeah, there's a collection of a bunch of awesome people that have gotten involved in a really grassroots level. We feel like a lot of at the varsity levels really kicking in, it's really starting to be strong. And then obviously the youth level was getting really strong. And we have an awesome youth program. But then we felt like, hey, we can't miss a beat at middle school. So me and Coach Fleming got involved there and just said, look, it's got to be a symbiotic process all the way through where we're synergistic, actually, is a better word, where there's a flow from youth to middle school to high school.
Where the teaching isn't changing up from level to level.
Yes, and the terminology and all that stuff is their kids are learning it so that by the time they get to the high school level, they're just fed into an awesome program that really started at the youth level. So we're just super excited to be a part of that. And that's kind of how I got even into being the booster president. Because it's like, they're like, you're really good at youth, let's get you in here. And I just felt like I was on an episode of Punk'd. I'm like, how's this even happening? But I got a bunch of awesome people that are doing awesome things in the city, and it's just exciting to be here talking about it.
Can you talk about what makes youth sports, youth football, so important to this community, to you as well?
Well, not too many people are going to go pro in football, right? But football is the best way to learn life lessons. It's the best way to learn about yourself. It's the best way to just put yourself in really difficult situations. So as a football coach, I love to put kids in really tough situations and then watch them be successful and watch them learn to thrive. I always tell people, be comfortable being uncomfortable. And so that, to me, is what's fun about being a coach, is you can get kids to learn to do that and then thrive when they didn't believe that they can. So you learn that at the youth level, and by the time you're here, I mean, it's just easy. Yeah, it's just easy.
Now, last question for you. We appreciate you joining as always.
Yeah.
We've been here twice in 3 years, and you've been here with us.
Yes,
to an
sir.
interview.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So last question. For the Boosters, what made you guys decide to come along and be a part of the Keon Sports community?
I just thought that the mission of Keon Sports to get exposure to high school athletes, not just football, right? Football's awesome, right? But volleyball and basketball and softball, everything. I just thought that was in the way that Keon Sports does it is very unique in that it's providing that exposure to these athletes. And so we partnered the last couple years with Keon Sports because to us, there isn't a better way locally to get exposure to these athletes, which they absolutely love, right? And it also helps them if they want to go next level. So it just works together. So Keon Sports is just kind of like a no-brainer for us at this point. It's just going to be, business as usual, right? So that's what we think about it.
All right, well, that's the interview with Ken Wilson. Ken, thank you as always.
Dom,
It's always
really
a pleasure talking
yes,
to you.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And everything you do. I know the North Ridgeville community appreciates you. We appreciate you as well and being part of it. We'll continue the halftime show after the break here.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, And it's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. In-Rock Sandwich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard.
Welcome back to the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. They are the sponsor of pregame, halftime, and the postgame shows, and of the Player of the Game t-shirt. You'll see that later on the broadcast and on Twitter and social media. Wherever you get your info, we'll have it for you. First game we want to talk about is down south of Cleveland, north of Akron. Talmadge taking on Akron Ellett, 7-6 in the third quarter. Akron Hoban is beating Harvest Prep, Canal Winchester, 21-6 in the third quarter. Amherst Steel getting off to a hot start. We expect big things out west from Amherst. 35-6, they lead Sandusky in the third quarter. Ashland Bay are in a battle, 20-10 the score there in the third quarter. And Lutheran West, wow, they get blown out 55-8 against Garfield Heights. Ashland and Bay, 20-10 is the score in the third quarter in favor of Ashland. So Aurora's beating Brecksville versus Broadview Heights, 17-0 at the second quarter. And some other games we're going to go. Let's go to Youngstown. Hubbard is destroying Brookfield. Brookfield used to be a powerhouse there right on the border, but not today as the Eagles of Hubbard are winning 28-0 in the third quarter. Berea Mid-Park, they're leading Brunswick 14-7. Brunswick team we predicted to have a good year this year, but right now they're struggling against a team who's probably about the same size as them, 14-7. West Branch is losing to Canfield 20-15 in the third quarter. In Canton South, tied with Field in the second quarter. Kirkland, they're leading Central Clarion of PA 14-0. And the last few here, Columbiana Crestview beating Western Reserve 34-0. Columbus Bishop Hartley winning 28-14 in the second quarter. Some others, try to find some more local ones. Mayfield beating Elyria 14-3. Should be in the second quarter now. Euclid beating Brush 7-0. Cambridge Springs of PA is tied with Fairport Harding in the first quarter, it says. Let's see any more local ones. Hudson beating Austintown Fitch 7-0. And Cardinal Moody beating Lake Catholic 21-7. And that'll be it for me at the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. I'll be back post-game for the post-game show with Brandon Marvel and Brandon Soder. But enjoy these ads here before we get back into the third quarter.
This week's Key on Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Rookie's Sports Bar and Grill, your one stop for all things food and fun, with a variety of cold drinks as well. They have fun and games, great people, great laughs, and great times. They feature the largest selection of dartboards and pool tables you'll find on the west side. From warm food to cold beer, they have you covered from start to finish. Check them out today at 6913 West 130th Street in Parma Heights. They are right in the heart of town. You'll walk away satisfied at Rookies as they hit a home run every time.
Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise. Spins Bowl. Spins Bowl has 36 lanes and a large redemption arcade with a full bar and restaurant. It is truly a good time for the whole family as it has something for everyone, young and old. Swing by their website for more info at spinsbowl.com.
Sergeant Clean Car Wash delivers the highest quality car wash and superior customer service in Northeast Ohio in the shortest amount of time possible. Their mission is to provide the highest quality car wash and superior customer service while serving as positive role models in their communities. You will not find a better car wash than Sergeant Clean.
The Robert Gates Legacy Foundation. This foundation aims to raise money to provide relief to organ transplant recipients. The cost of rejection medications are thousands of dollars per month, and they are needed to keep organ recipients alive. They also provide scholarships in Robert Gates' name and provide financial relief to living donors as they take time off of work for testing, workups, and surgeries, all to save someone's life by giving the gift of life.
Lally's Handyman Service. From deck and fence building to indoor and outdoor remodeling, Lally's Handyman Service has you covered. Matt and his crew have been out to my home numerous times for a multitude of services and have hit a home run every time. Repair, replace, and remodel with Lally's Handyman Service. Give them a call at 216-789-2047. MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, then look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina.
Pulp in North Olmsted and North Ridgeville. Tasty, healthy, and made fresh every single time. Pulp was created to be a better juice and smoothie bar. They've created smoothies, bowls, and juices to be the best tasting things you've ever tried. They focus on being truly healthy with their products and never compromise on quality. Their quick and friendly staff is passionate about making your visit to Pulp a great part of your day.
Let Katie Grasso take the hassle out of planning your next dream vacation. With CJ Vacations, they get you to the destination you want to be at with the price you can afford.
West Side Fleet. The West Side Fleet will be back in North Olmsted this summer at a brand new location in the south parking lot of the Great Northern Mall. Vendors and food trucks will be set up in the parking lot area. They'll have music, kids' games, and more in the grassy area. As always, it is rain or shine, and this is an outdoor event. Dates to visit are as follows: August 30th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and September 27th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. North Olmsted Sportsman's Club. They offer a little bit of everything that the true outdoor sportsman would enjoy. At NOSC, memberships are open to everyone from novice to master. For those just starting, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources sponsors several adult and junior programs open to the public at NOSC. Everything is provided free of charge, including equipment, ammo, and targets. Also, don't forget Ladies' Night. Find out more about one of North Olmsted's oldest and most prestigious clubs at nosc-online.com.
Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. The dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals. Tech Corp LLC. Through a relentless commitment to quality and service, Tech Corp LLC has developed a reputation for delivering work that exceeds expectations. They have the knowledge and experience to handle projects of any size and scope. Tech Corp LLC specializes in commercial and industrial roofing and offers assessment management programs, inspections, infrared scanning, restoration, project management, and consulting. You can reach them today by phone at 888-588-5524.
Scalpers Bar and Grill. Scalpers Bar and Grill does it like no one else around. Unlike other places that close as early as 9 p.m., at Scalpers they stay open till 2 a.m. all 7 days of the week. They have the best food you'll ever put in your mouth, as they're serving up everything from subs, burgers, wings, and apps to Philly cheesesteaks, ice-cold beer, and everything you would want to eat. Do the best thing possible and make a personal trip there at 5718 Mayfield Road in Lyndhurst.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the red zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, one.
Did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go, and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Full back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Daskos.
Hurt ankle, no ankle, it doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Oh, Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a one-win team and a no-win team, and baby, this crowd's into it. We're into it, the PA announcer screaming there in the PA system. We have an exciting one. I'll tell you what, that's all you want in a football game, a 60-yard touchdown pass, broken coverage. We'll take advantage of it.
This hasn't been the season where either of these teams really have picked up many wins, right? And you know what? We're not going to kick it. We're going to see if we can get it. I don't know. It will depend. If they go to the ground, you'd have to think they're stating that this is 4-down territory now.
I think it was the snap that got messed up last time. We just saw the holder there practicing the hold. I think they're going to kick it if they need to.
Here's a carry up the middle for Dix. They're not going to have to, as he's going to push close to the end zone. He stopped just short. That white wall there of the invaders kept it.
Folks, welcome back. You are watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week, getting ready to start quarter number 3. As the North Olmsted Eagles have traveled in to take on the North Ridgeville Rangers. Rangers all over this matchup. They currently lead 28-0. I'm Brandon Soder. Alongside me, Dom Clary, and making his debut on the broadcast is Brandon Marvel. One half in the books, guys. North Olmsted going to receive the ball here, and Dom, you're the coach for North Olmsted. What's the message coming out of the locker room?
Listen, let's run our offense. Ignore the scoreboard. Let's just get some points on the board. Run our offense, be consistent, avoid the turnovers, avoid the flags, and get things moving a little bit. Protect the ball.
Low bouncing kick picked up at the 15-yard line. Returner heading to the far side of the field, finds a hole, brought down at the 30-yard line. So we're back underway here from Ranger Stadium. Next week, folks, make sure you tune back in to our YouTube channel as we are coming live from Parma, Ohio, as Normandy will be hosting Ravenna. And one of possibly 2 trips to Byers Field this year. Always good to head back there to the old stomping grounds.
Big venue, nice press box.
And again, things fixed after that big storm last year. I know they had some issues getting that back up, but glad to see everyone is back and working. 1st and 10 now from the 31. Back is going to fight to maybe pick up half a yard there. He's met at the original line of scrimmage. And, yep, they're going to give him about 2 yards on that pickup.
More laundry.
Another penalty right out of the gate. Kind of been the story of the game, really for both sides, but North Ridgeville kind of honed it in there towards the end. They had a couple of those sideline infractions that were really helping North Olmsted move the ball. And it looks like it's going to be a personal foul on North Ridgeville. And also on North Olmsted. So those are going to offset. And
First game, boys.
And this time they are going to call that after the play, so it will be 2nd down and long for the Eagles. So the clock stops. We're about ready to go here. North Olmsted, last 2 offensive drives, while they did not put any points up on the board, put up multiple first downs and finally started to get things going. And we have another stoppage in play.
Good grief.
All right, officials are discussing once again.
What was that?
Sound like a stampede of some kind.
Across the bleachers, it appears.
Yeah, as I like to say, and haven't said it yet, Bulls on parade.
That's the Bulls are getting antsy here. And this time we got a penalty on North Olmsted. So technically 3 penalties already here, first half, between the two sides.
A handful.
A handful. And now I guess it's first down again. 1st and 10. Not entirely how sure we got here, but it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Makes his way up the near side of the field, brought down after a short gain. And after all that, it's going to be about 2nd and 8 again.
Just like we drew it up.
We got there. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And that time, Will McPherson again keeping the ball for a short gain. 11 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. North Olmsted taking their time, getting the play call in. McPherson back out onto the field to deliver the call. Offense spreads back out. Single back in the backfield with McPherson. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. He's going to keep it himself once again. Tries to find a hole up the middle, but it's not there as he gets knocked down by a host of North Ridgeville defenders. Ball popped out right at the end of that play, but McPherson was already down. Now 3rd and long for the Eagles. North Ridgeville crowd can feel it. They're getting excited. They're hoping for a quick turnover to get the ball back and let this Rangers offense do what they've been doing best and methodically drive down the field. North Olmsted's got 3rd and 11 if they want to keep this one going. Yeah, McPherson coming all the way off the field to get that play call. But we're back to receivers to the far side. Single back in the backfield, shotgun. It's going to roll out, throw to the far side. Receiver had it, dropped it, but fell right back on top of it. I believe they're going to call that incomplete, but either way, going to be well short of a first down. And that was Lawrence Stanley on the reception, if that stays, and they are going to say he caught it. Recovered his own fumble. So that'll be 4th and 6. And it does look like punt team's coming on. Looks like we may have a new punter back there. I'm going to try to get that number for you folks. I do not believe that is McPherson handling the punting duties. That ball is up. Nice booming sky kick. Caught just past the 40-yard line. And that's where the Rangers will take over.
It looks like, again, we got another penalty away from the ball. Week 1, this is probably going to be another personal foul, just away from the play, unnecessary roughness going on. And again, it's week 1, but you don't want to get that mindset of just going after guys, just to go after guys. You still got to play football. You still got to play a game. And you don't want to give too many advantages or disadvantages to your team.
No, not at all. And if I have to, tell me if I'm wrong here, Dom, it looked like that might have been on that really hard block that North Ridgeville laid kind of up the middle of that play. But we'll see.
Yeah, I just saw 2 players shoving each other, which now presents a question. If it's just 1v1, is that a duel?
Old Western style?
Yeah.
All right, so we got to lay this out before next week. A duel, a kerfluffle, a ruckus.
And a scrum.
Now, if all 22 get out there, I believe that's a hootenanny. Rangers going to start this now on the 31-yard line, their own 31. Pistol formation, 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Miller's going to quickly throw wide receiver screen. His man has it on the far side of the field, brought down after a gain of 3. That was Cole Allison once again. Hasn't gotten the ball a ton tonight, but every time he has been absolutely electric, breaking off a couple huge plays for the Rangers so far. 2nd and 8 now, 33-yard line, pistol formation once again. Miller sends a man in motion. There'll be a handoff. Barnhart has it, trying to bounce to the outside, has a little bit of a lane, slips a blocker, slips a tackle, and brought down just into North Olmsted territory. Big gain there for Zachary Barnhart.
I mean, you just got to love watching him go downhill. I mean, again, he's gained so much speed. I mean, he was always a big, rough, tough kid.
He looks like a completely different player from what we saw in his sophomore campaign. We didn't see him in his junior year, but his sophomore campaign where he was just a big rough and tumble guy. Now it's just pure speed with a blistering shoulder that'll lay you down.
Miller's going to look to throw now up the far sideline, has his receiver, hauls it in, tiptoes it, and he's in bounds. Duke Baker again making a living on that sideline. Very good awareness, very good footwork to stay in bounds over and over again. And I say all of that, and I think they're actually going to say he's out of bounds. Oh, no, he got it. Just a little bit behind on the update there. It's going to be second down, about 3 to go for the Rangers.
Does look like that they are finding a little bit of who's going to be filling the shoes of Charlie Steinmetz, as Baker has hauled in now 4 or 5 receptions and all in the last 2 drives.
Luke Bartell in at running back as Barnhart gets a breather, and he's actually going to get the ball, tried to go right up the middle, but several North Olmsted defenders there to meet him at the line of scrimmage for no gain. They are going to give Tanner Thorne credit for the tackle on that one, but good job, that Eagles defensive line once again plugging up the middle. 3rd and 3, 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Pistol formation. Barnhart's back in the game. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Miller calls for it. Has the ball. Wide receiver screen, far side of the field, and the receiver falls down, makes the catch. So he's going to be down maybe a foot past the line of scrimmage.
Looks like they're going to call that incomplete pass, Brandon.
And nearly had it there, got himself tripped up as the ball hit the ground. So 4th and 3 now for North Ridgeville. So far, offensive unit staying out there.
Brandon, they're putting in an extra big guy. Expect tackle over. We used to call this Army and Navy. Army to the right, Navy to the left. You put an extra tackle, little tackle over. It adds just a little bit more of that running strength.
4th and 3. Barnhart back in formation, and that play is going to get blown dead. Offsides against North Olmsted. A huge 4th down opportunity, and that'll be enough to give the Rangers a 1st down. Untimely penalty there for the Eagles. They've had a couple big stands tonight on defense, a couple 4th down turnover, or not turnovers the wrong word, a couple turnovers on down. Nearly forced another one there, but now going to be 1st and 10 from the 37. Pistol again. 2 receivers out wide. Man in motion. Comes back in, handoff to Barnhart. Tries to go up the middle and is still up on his feet. Making something out of nothing. Nearly gets a 1st down. Good job. Again, we say it over and over again. Zachary Barnhart keeping those legs churning. Turns a null and void play into a gain of 7. Second and 3 now. North Olmsted's 30-yard line. Man in motion once again. And that play is going to be blown dead. And it looks like neutral zone infraction on North Olmsted. Do have to shout out the crew up here in North Ridgeville's box. They've been on top of it, getting penalties. Hearing from PA and everyone else up here have really been helping us out throughout the broadcast, so appreciate them. Great hospitality from North Ridgeville as always. As a reminder, we'll be back at North Ridgeville later in the year as they take on Berea Mid-Park. 1st and 10 again for North Ridgeville. Miller's going to look to throw, looking down the middle of the field. Now has to scramble, still looking to throw, slings it, left side, has a receiver, zone. Touchdown, North Ridgeville. Miller booking all the time he needed. Receiver got open, got one-on-one in the back of the end zone and puts it right on target. 34-0 as it stands for North Ridgeville.
You see who caught that there, Brandon?
That was very far away there, Dom. We will get the call here momentarily. Obviously got to give credit where credit is due. Haven't seen the ball thrown to the far side much tonight. Kick is down, and it's low, but it's good. So 6 minutes, 29 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. 35-0 in favor of the Rangers.
That was Eric Longar, number 18, the senior. He hasn't really seen the ball much. The only pass I think he saw was the one that was intercepted by Colin Scott earlier, but he was able to get up top above Colin Scott and make the pick. You know, Colin Scott's only 5'9", 155 pounds, so a little different compared to the 6'3" frame of Lingard. So he's able to get up there, high point the ball, and bring it down over the shorter defender.
Again, as advertised, one-on-one did not matter. Again, for the most part tonight, North Olmsted has had very, very good coverage from their corner team. I know it doesn't necessarily look like it being a 35-0 score, but it could be much worse than that, in all honesty. This North Olmsted defense has done as much as they can for how often they've had to be out on the field as well. So credit to that unit. The offense will get another opportunity. Still looking for their first points of the evening. 3 men deep again for North Olmsted. That kickoff is low and up the middle, bounces, but fielded at the 10-yard line. Returner heading up the near side of the field and is met with a host of defenders right around the 26-yard line. And we've got another penalty. It's week 1 for everyone, folks. And got to give credit there. Amir Silmi, the returner on that one. Waiting to see what the flag is here. Came in pretty late after the play was already blown dead. I wonder if it's another personal foul. Ridgeville's hanging around, seeing if it's about them. And no, that's going to go against North Olmsted. So that'll push them back. We make it that much harder on the offense to get things going now, as they are going to spot this about the 14-yard line. So long field to go. Just a reminder, that previous red zone trip and touchdown drive was brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Folks, again, good time. If you're watching on YouTube, comment who you think is deserving of both the Cement Masons and the Mickey's player of the game. We'll give one to offense, one to defense. Doesn't necessarily have to be the winning team either. So anyone you think is deserving of that shout out, let us know. All votes are counted and considered. It is not just our opinions that we're taking into account tonight. Your vote matters. So let us know early. Let us know often.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Voting will close. So
yes,
make sure to, because by at that point, we'll have it written down. So if you want your person to be considered, if who you think is the right person, put them in so we know.
Obviously, if we go to overtime, we'll push that back a little. But 1st and 10 now, running clock situation. It's going to be a run for North Olmsted, and he's going to get driven way back into the backfield. McPherson that time on the keeper, going to mark him down on forward progress. Yeah, he's going to lose a few yards on that one. Did blow it dead before he was officially brought down. Going to call it 2nd and 12. 5 minutes and counting here in quarter number 3. Remember, folks, 35-point lead means that we have a running clock unless there is another score put up by the losing team or a timeout is called. 2nd and 12. Handoff again. Tries to go up the strong side. Met with opposition, brought down at the original line of scrimmage. Not much going so far in the run game for North Olmsted. Looks like the Rangers have really started to key in on that. Cody Jack there on the carry. 3rd and 12 for the Eagles, still deep in their own territory. They're on their own 11 as it stands. Pearson coming back in, giving the play call. Figure you might have to throw the ball here if you want any opportunity to pick up the yardage they need. 12 yards to gain for a new set of downs. 3 receivers out to the far side. McPherson has it. He's going to roll to that side. Looking for someone. Throws it down the left. Has an open receiver. Had some space. but a little bit too much mustard on that one. Connor Verbicki there, the intended receiver, had his man beat, had a little bit of separation, but tough to throw on the run there. McPherson just sails it over top of him.
We could have a change in offense here for North Ridgeville.
Well, let's see. 4th down. It does look like we're going to punt the ball away again. Looks like Zach Hogg, the kicker, out there to punt for the 2nd time tonight. Taking over for McPherson. Snap is down. Ball is up. Caught that one well. Going to be caught at the 45. Returner making his way up the far side of the field. Bounces. Still going. He's still upright. Makes a couple of men miss. And finally knocked out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Huge return there. Looked like Carter Clark, the return man. Good return there for the Rangers. That's tough. North Olmsted finally gets a really good punt off from deep in their own end zone. And North Ridgeville takes advantage of the deep coverage. We do have an injured player down on the field. So, folks, we are going to cut away just briefly. And we'll be back as soon as they tend to the player.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Rock Sandich, and Rock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick.
And we're back, folks. Just a case of the week 1 cramps, as Dom so put it.
Would never lie.
You have not lied, as far as I'm aware. I've been proven wrong before.
Was it on Abe Lincoln? Yeah, instead of Honest Abe, it's Honest Dom.
So they are marking this all the way back. Guessing there was another call, something I might have missed here.
Yeah, I believe there was a crack back block.
So you can't do that. North Ridgeville now going to start just in their own territory. Currently leading 35-0, 3:03 to go here in quarter number 3. Be 1st and 10 from their own North Ridgeville's, or North Olmsted's 49-yard line, just on the Eagle side of the field. Man in motion. Miller going to hand it off. Back has it, pushes straight up the middle, maybe picks up a yard.
So correction there for you, my good friend. That is Braden Harrison, who's now in at quarterback.
Here we go. So new quarterback in for North Ridgeville. Again, 35-point lead, running clock. Try to get some of the younger guys now out there.
You guys mentioned earlier, this could just, obviously the scoreboard is 35-0, but case of, all right, got a few seniors on the offensive side of the ball. Who can we look at for next year? Get them some playing time now.
Harrison ready, hands it off. Back looking for some space up the near side. He's got it now to the 30, the 20, the 10, 2 men to beat, and knocked out of bounds just before pay dirt. Number 17, Cole Allison, once again. Every time he touches the ball, it is electric. We do have another injury. We'll give him a moment, see if he stands up here on the North Olmsted side. And he is going to need some help. We're going to take another quick break, folks, as they tend to that player. We'll get you an update right on the other side.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Roxandich, and Roxandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm.
And we're back, folks. And you'll never guess, we missed another penalty. There was holding on the big run there by Cole Allison. So it'll now be 2nd and 20, 52 seconds and counting in the third quarter, and we've got another stoppage in play. Official timeout, so that will stop the clock. See what's getting sorted out here.
Believe they're just waiting until the injured player's getting helped off the field just on the far end zone here, so just making sure nothing happens.
And the good news, they are walking under their own power. Lawrence Stanley for North Olmsted. Hopefully just a cramp was getting worked on the sideline, but now walking off. Always good to see. Again, going to get a lot of that in week 1. Getting readjusted to playing conditions. There's only, and Dom, you can definitely attest to this, there's only so much you can do in practice to prepare for a game, for live action. Once you get out there and the adrenaline's kicking in and you're pushing yourself farther than you normally do, I mean, this stuff's going to happen, right?
Yeah, you know what? I actually never cramped in a game. Not basketball. Basketball, I cramped in a game.
I was going to say, you said you've never lied.
I know I never lied.
Never
Basketball,
cramped.
I cramped once. It was at Slippery Rock in the summer, and I was guarding a point guard for some reason, and they had to take me out for like 2 minutes because I couldn't walk.
For those who aren't aware, and if you've watched these broadcasts, you're aware, Dom was an offensive lineman? Why on earth were you on a point guard?
Because big fella can move, Brandon. That's why. You know what? I don't know.
Just pass pro the whole time.
He was their tallest guy. I think that's what happened. But yeah, you never know.
2nd and 20, pass at the middle of the field, deflected, and nearly picked off by North Olmsted. That was Carmelo Fuentes.
It's a
nearly
great
picking
name.
that ball off.
You know, but to actually answer your question, you know there are a few things you can do. First of all, pickle juice and bananas.
I've heard potassium, yes.
Potassium.
Drink
Potassium.
Not to cut you off, Dom, that will be our last play of quarter number 3, folks. You're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. North Ridgeville Rangers currently dominating the visiting North Olmsted Eagles 35-0. We'll be back after these brief messages.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Village Coffee and Creamery. From the founders of Nancy's Main Street Diner comes Village Coffee and Creamery. They have everything from dessert, lunch items, and coffee to ice cream and every kind of sweet treat you could think of. They are located at 486 Main Street in Grafton.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Roxandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end, number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Roxandich, and Roxandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it.
And the fourth quarter is officially underway. Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for week 1 of 10 weeks of high school football coverage live on our YouTube channel. 3rd and 20 now for North Ridgeville, currently leading this game 35-0. That ball is fumbled. Bad snap there, not handled well by Braden Harrison, now the backup quarterback in for Ridgeville. He falls on top of that, and they live to fight another day. It's going to be 4th down and 20 for the Rangers. And again, no injuries or anything, just 35-0 ball game. Some backups now coming in for North Ridgeville as they look to have another long season. Again, made a decent run in the playoffs last year. Some unfortunate injury luck 2 seasons in a row. But in a very difficult SWC, they have proven that they are one of the contenders, and they are off to a hot start this season as well. 4th and 26. I'm going to call that after the fumble gets picked up. High snap, punter has it. Up and away, booming kick. Returner's backing up to get that one. It's still rolling. It's not picked up till the 10 and nearly dropped. A returner is hit hard, and that's recovered by North Ridgeville. Are they going to give him the touchdown, or is he just short? Let's find out. But another miscue for North Olmsted, as North Ridgeville is going to get this on the goal line.
I believe that's the third muffed punt / kickoff by North Olmsted special teams.
Second one that's been recovered, and both times deep in their own territory. So it's going to be 1st and goal for North Ridgeville. 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go in this one. Again, folks, our full high school coverage schedule is available on KeonSports.com. Again, we've got 10 games of the week for you. This is just the very first one. Next week, Ravenna travels into Normandy. We'll be live from Byers Field in Parma. Some great marquee matchups coming down the way as well, so make sure you guys stay tuned in. And, of course, KeonSports.com for all of your written coverage. We have writers all across Northeast Ohio. Heck, we've got national writers now, guys. We got Texas. We've got Alabama. We've got Iowa. So even if you happen to be listening from out of state, make sure you check us out. Give it a shot. You're going to like what you see. 1st and goal from the 1. Man in motion. Handoff back. Has it. Powers on through. Touchdown, North Ridgeville. And Luke Bartell punching that one in. Out there in the multicolored cleats. Hard to tell from here, but those might be Kobe Grinch's. Always a flex wearing both colors. In August.
Kids in their cleats, man. I mean, we're blue and gold or black and white.
Okay.
I don't actually care that much. I just like to portray old man yelling at cloud.
We are a pro sneaker, pro swag.
Hey, I got the
broadcast.
Jordans on. I got the Jordans on. Appreciate them.
Terrible broadcasting here, but yes, you've got a clean pair of Jordan 1s. I've got the 4s on tonight.
Yeah, you do.
That kick is no good. First missed PAT of the evening.
And Brandon Marvel has his grandfather's shoes on.
Hey,
I just like to call them boat shoes. That's what I like to call them.
If we somehow ended up on the water in the next hour,
you'd be sorry, and I would not.
We're gonna look really dumb.
Who was the singer that made Margaritaville?
Buffett.
You look like a parrot head. You look like you're about to go to a Jimmy Buffett concert.
In his Ohio, in polo and everything. Yes.
Yeah. If it was a button down all the way and you had it down a little bit.
If I was as well off as Buffett, I would be extremely happy. So I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Probably wouldn't be here either.
Probably.
It's not offended at all. We'll patch you in from the boat. It's fine.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Our sideline reporter, way sideline, Brandon Marvel from Lake Erie. The clock has stopped for now, but 10 minutes, 22 seconds to go here. Make sure you stick around for a couple things, guys. We've got the Cement Mason Local 404 postgame show featuring myself and Brandon Marvel. And we have our players of the game for both offense and defense. Cement Mason, Local 404 Union, going to cover our offensive player of the game, will be the recipient of a wonderful t-shirt. And then we have the Mickey Mart defensive player of the game as well. We're ready to kick this one off. Ball is low. Caught before it bounces, though. Returner heading up the far side. Has a little bit of a clearing. Gets caught on the legs and will still keep churning forward. Fighting for every yard he can. Gets to about the 43-yard line. Gritty return there for North Olmsted.
You love to see that kind of play from the returner there. Scores 41-0. They don't play any mind to it. They're still putting as much effort as they can into this game, breaking tackles, gaining the extra yardage, just to give them something that they could build on for next week.
Especially good to see that on the special teams unit, that has obviously struggled so far tonight. A lot of things they got to clean up if they want to stay competitive this year. But good return there. Best starting field position this offense has had. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Quick wide receiver screen. He's got it. 2 defenders coming up. Runs one of them over. Brought down just short of the first down marker. That was Lawrence Stanley. Should be noted, Stanley was down earlier with a cramp, and he's back in the game. Big play to start off the drive for the Eagles. Well, it's 2nd and 1. Clock continues to go. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left in this game. Two receivers out to the left. Going to be a run this time. Backs trying to find some room. Has the first down. Trying to get more. Still upright. Keeps those legs moving. And it is Amir Silmi again. Not letting the first guy stop him. Not letting the second guy stop him.
And Silmi just a sophomore, so you love to see that they already have something that could work with, not just for the rest of this year, but the year following, and then 2 years from now when he's a senior here with the program.
Absolutely. Good to see some of the young guys in there. It's been pretty much him, and I'm blanking on the name at the moment, and Cody Jack that have been splitting the carries so far tonight. Both have been effective. 1st and 10 now from the North Ridgeville 36. McPherson sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Silmi again. Has room on the outside. Brought down just short of the first down marker. Another good explosive run from Silmi. Again, if he can find that gap, he not only has the ability to shed a couple blockers if he needs to, but he has that breakaway speed. And as just a sophomore, like you mentioned, Marvel, could be a huge weapon going forward for North Olmsted.
In about 3 minutes. We might have to get a vote here going.
I thought I missed something for a second. Yes. They're running out of time, folks. Again, running clock. If you've got a nominee for player of the game, offense or defense, please let us know in these YouTube comments. Man in motion. Handoff once again. Back goes up the middle. Pushed forward for a gain of a couple. That'll be enough for a North Olmsted first down. So the offense humming along now for the Eagles. Couple substitutes in playing for North Ridgeville. Again, early on, a little bit of a game to forget for North Olmsted, but definitely some bright spots to take out of this. The running game has been effective in spots. And had it not been for a couple special teams errors, this would be a much closer game than it is currently. Shotgun formation. Handoff again. Back looking up the right side. Makes his way forward. And it looks like there's a fumble. We'll see who they're going to give that to. North Ridgeville thinks they have it. And that's North Ridgeville ball. The Ranger defense comes up big once again and stalls out a great drive from the Eagles.
Here it looks like they got their turnover cape. So whoever came up with that ball is getting the turnover cape put on them in celebration.
Can we talk about what the best turnover item is?
Akron.
Oh, the tire.
Akron. I love Akron.
Yeah. The turnover tire. What about the turnover hoop for Pitt where they dunk the ball into the hoop? It's a good one.
I like that one. I feel like a tire just like, it just gives you that feel of tough, like running, because look, it's a big tire. So it's like, that's got to be like a big 18-wheeler tire.
Made by Goodyear, yeah.
The Rangers tried to do a cowboy hat, but it didn't really fit over the helmet. What's the problem?
Today?
No.
Oh.
1st and 10 from the 18. We're still trying to get one of those hats, by the way. So if anyone has the hookup for Dom, let us know. Handoff. Going to bounce to the near side of the field. Running backs got it up past the 30, knocked out of bounds. Easily picks up the first down. That was Luke Bartell on the carry.
There's something in the water here in North Ridgeville that the running backs specifically drink out of. Cole Miller, too, apparently. Where it's like, oh, out of bounds where I can get out, the clock's still running? No, I'm just going to put my helmet through your chest.
And the fun part is the clock would have kept running.
Either way.
Regardless.
There was nothing but pure malice and hate in his heart when he saw a defender in front of him.
Luke Bartell, by the way, just a sophomore. And he has made the most of his opportunities so far tonight. Now up to the 33-yard line. Pistol formation. And low snap, but picked up.
Oh.
Handed off. Not going to get much out of that, but considering how the play started, can't be too upset. That was Matthew Flesher who ended up with the ball there. Not sure if he was supposed to, but he did. 5 minutes and counting before we wrap this one up. Take us into our Cement Mason Local 404 post-game show. Pistol again, 2 receivers stacked to the near side until one goes in motion, and another penalty, another low snap as well. So 2 plays in a row. That ball's had to be picked up off the ground by Braden Harrison.
Definitely something for both teams to look at this week. And obviously, like we've said multiple times, it is week 1, so we're going to see a lot of laundry on the field. But just try to clean up those penalties. You don't want to give yourself too much of a disadvantage. You don't want to give the other team too much of an advantage. You just want to keep it as clean as a game you possibly can. So definitely something for both teams that they could look to clean up for next week.
Another handoff, 2nd and 17. Luke Bartell, again, explosive out of his stance. Only picks up a few there. Good job by the Eagle defense, sniffing that one out. That'll set up 3rd and 14. Now 3:45 left here on the clock. We are now under, it's about 1:30, guys. Get your last second comments in. Who is deserving of our Cement Mason and Mickey's players of the game? A lot of good candidates out there. I'll still say for both teams, obviously North Ridgeville has had a very, very good night on both sides of the ball. So really no clear-cut winner as of now. Ball is snapped. Quick throw to the far side. Receivers got it past the original line of scrimmage. Going to be brought down after a decent gain. That was number 83, Matthew Flesher, once again, the sophomore slot receiver. 83, a solid number for a slot receiver, I'd say. That fits.
Yeah, I'd say.
4th and 6 now. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. Clock does continue to run. Teams talk this over. We'll see what's going on here in just a moment. Ridgeville's pulled their players off the field. Now we're going to get the stoppage. Timeout for North Ridgeville. So good to be back, guys.
High school football's back. Friday night lights. College football's right around the corner.
Oh,
NFL's here in a
Kansas
couple
State, Iowa
weeks.
State tomorrow a.m.
So one of the funniest things I saw from that, obviously they're playing in Dublin.
Oh, I know what you're about
Kansas
to say.
Iowa State. And Dublin, not the biggest football city, surprisingly. I mean, they're going to love it when they're there, but a lot of the pubs have put up flags for Kansas State and Iowa State. And it was very obvious that someone just Googled Iowa State flag, Kansas State flag. The Cyclones flag is displayed pretty much everywhere, but oftentimes right next to them is the literal state flag of Kansas.
And this has been multiple pubs.
Yes.
This is the best part.
Yeah, and you can tell because they have the correct Iowa State one and then the incorrect Kansas State one up. That punt is up and away. Another good punt over the heads of the receivers. They're going to let that one just do its thing. Does hit a Ridgeville player, so they pick that up. North Olmsted's going to start on the 20-yard line. Yeah, college football, NFL around the corner. Browns aren't going to be fun to watch this year, so make sure you're tuning in here, where we will have good football. I say that as a Browns fan, unfortunately.
It's always next year.
I've learned.
Season hasn't even started yet, but there's always next year.
Don't worry, we're going to beat the Bengals once for some reason.
16 seconds here to get your votes in. Make sure to do it now.
So we'll call it one more play, guys. If you can get your votes in before this play is done, we will still count them. As North Olmsted gets ready, send their offense back out there, still looking for some kind of offensive production. It's like new quarterback in, Cam Massimani. He's going to hand the ball off. Backs got it up the weak side, brought down after a gain of a couple. And then Massimani, sophomore, 5'9", 157. 1 year behind Will McPherson. Going to get some snaps in tonight. And that is the cutoff, folks. We're past that 2-minute mark, so make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show with myself, Brandon Soder, and Brandon Marvel, as we'll name our players of the game. Wide receiver screen, quick pass out to the far side. Receiver nearly got to the first down marker before falling backwards. First completion of the night for Massimani. That was Nathan Holtz, sophomore, on the reception. It's a few plays left in this one, folks. As the clock ticks under 1 minute. Thank you again for joining us, guys. This has been a ton of fun. Again, 9 more weeks of live high school football broadcasts for you this year. 3rd and 1 now. Another quick pass complete out to that far side. That'll be a first down for the Eagles. So a couple quick passes to the same side of the field has the Eagles offense moving. So the bands begin to make their way out. So this one's nearly over now, under 30 seconds to go. Thanks again to Dom Clary, my color man for the 2nd year. Very thankful again for the opportunity to be back on the call for Keon Sports as lead play-by-play. Brandon Marvel as well. Excellent job tonight, keeping the ship flying. Excellent commentary as well. You get to hear more of Brandon here in the post-game show, which will be coming up next. That's going to do it for us, folks, from North Ridgeville. Keon Sports High School football game of the week for week 1. This is all North Ridgeville Rangers as they defeat the North Olmsted Eagles 41-0. We're going to take a quick break, folks, play you a couple ads, but when we're back, it's the Cement Mason Local 404 Union postgame show. See you on the other side.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake.
For my favorite pizza of sausage and pepperoni, or Brandon's favorite of olive and pineapple, let Angela's make the perfect pie for you. Visit them in person at 27095 Bagley Road, Olmsted Falls, or place your order online at angelinaspizza.com.
Earth Flora. EarthFlora.com is the leader in the trade of botanical artificial plants and trees custom made with your vision in mind. Call them today at 440-899-4947 or visit them at www.earthflora.com. Make sure you enter code SAVE5 to save an extra 5% and get free shipping on orders of $100 or more within the inland United States.
The Moose is on the loose at Mickey's. Your local Mickey's is open now for the food and fuel you need to keep your family on moving. Be sure to use your Mickey Mart Rewards card to quickly rack up amazing member-only deals, including free food and beverages. Mickey's is a proud supporter of our local school systems through our Fuel Schools program and excited to team up with Keon Sports to bring you all the finest moments in local sports, information, and entertainment. Visit www.mickeythemoose.com. That's mickeythemoose.com to find your location near you.
Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorraine Road. Jim is a member of the auto community for the last 20 years and will treat you right no matter your car buying need. He's an expert at new and used car deals, including trade-ins and financing.
Safe Staffing of Ohio. They offer temporary, temp to hire, and direct hire placements for job candidates and businesses across Ohio. Whether your company needs talented people or you're looking for employment in your field, their goal is to help you succeed. Their motto is helping people work, helping companies grow.
Vote Carbone for Strongsville this election season. You can email Jim Carbone at carboneforstrongsville@yahoo.com for information on how you can help. With Carbone, your vision is his mission.
Olmsted Smoke Shop. Olmsted Smoke Shop is your one-stop destination for all things smoke. Olmsted Smoke Shop is located at 24137 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted and provides the best value in town.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Roxandich, the keeper up the middle, keeps the legs churning. and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris.
Welcome, folks, into the Cement Mason Local 404 postgame show. I'm Brandon Soder. Alongside me is Brandon Marvel. Just wrapping up our first Keon Sports High School football game of the week as the North Olmsted Eagles traveled into North Ridgeville to take on the Rangers. Final score of this one, North Ridgeville 41, North Olmsted 0. So, Brandon, next week, North Ridgeville is going to be taking on Midview at home. North Olmsted also heading home for the first time. They will take on I had that mixed up there. North Ridgeville is going to be hosting Valley Forge. North Olmsted will be taking on Midview before conference play opens up. For both of these teams, what is one thing that you can take away? Obviously, a little bit of a lopsided result. Maybe start with North Olmsted. What's one positive they can take now going into week 2?
Yeah, definitely the positive for them that they could take in is that pressure that the defensive line was able to consistently provide early in the game in the first quarter and second quarter. Despite what the scoreboard was showing, North Olmsted offense had a couple turnovers, but the defensive line of North Olmsted, smaller line against North Ridgeville's, continue to get to Cole Miller, make him use his legs, move out of the pocket, and really pressure him to the point where he couldn't throw the ball downfield a whole lot. So that's definitely something they could take into next week, continue to get pressure on the opposing quarterback, or just break through that line of scrimmage, win the trenches a little bit, and that way they could just take that forward and just build that momentum defensively and hope it carries into their offensive game.
Absolutely. And how about on the North Ridgeville side? Again, 41 points tonight. We'll say some issues with penalties and things like that, but for the most part, the offense and defense both look very sharp. Again, they have another non-conference warm-up next week. What are they going to take into week 2?
Week 2 is definitely defensively again. 3 turnovers forced today from special teams and defense today. You just got to keep applying the pressure, keep forcing turnovers, keep winning the battles, 1v1 matchups. Each player is winning their own individual battle out there on the field. So they just got to carry that into next week, keep going. And then offensively, too, I mean, they looked pretty smooth out there today for the most part, aside from, like we talked about, the penalties, the holdings, the illegal shifts, and things of that nature. But all in all, this was a pretty solid game played by North Ridgeville.
Absolutely. And now, a little bit of hardware to break out. Again, thank you for everything tonight, Marvel, and then thank you for Dom as well. This has been absolutely incredible, but the moment everyone's been waiting for, we have the Cement Mason Local 404 Union and the Mickey's Players of the Game. So why don't you go ahead and start off with the Cement Masons? Who is bringing home these trophies tonight?
So our Cement Masons Local 404 Offensive Player of the Game tonight is North Ridgeville running back Zachary Barnhart. Finished the game tonight with 11 rushes for 87 yards and found the end zone twice. We talked about Barnhart a lot throughout the broadcast. He's a kid that's slimmed down, and he's really been able to add some speed to his game on top of the strength that he already has and he's had for the past couple of years. So now with the speed, he's going to be continuing to make plays every single week.
Now, how about on the defensive side of the ball, Marvel? Who is taking home the Mickey's Player of the Game?
Our Mickey's Defensive Player of the Game tonight is Brian Strippy from North Ridgeville as well, as he came up with that big fumble recovery in the first quarter that kind of got the ball rolling for North Ridgeville. As soon as that happened, they kept scoring and scoring and scoring. It just gave them all the momentum for the rest of that first half, so that way they could really go up big going into halftime.
Well, congrats to Brian Strippy. Congrats to Zach Barnhart. Our very own Dom Clary is out there on the field right now, presenting them each with the Mickey Shield and the Cement Mason Local 404 T-shirt, which we're excited to give out. Check out our socials again after this game, keonsports.com, to see the winners in all of their glory there. But once again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Plenty more action coming this season. Again, Ravenna at Normandy next week, live from Byers Field. So make sure you guys are sticking around for that. But for my colleagues, Brandon Marvel and Dom Clary, I'm Brandon Soder. Enjoy the rest of your night, folks.
Run some type of rule out here if they're